The Eastern Rangers and the Sandringham Dragons. Round 15 action from Box Hill City Oval. This is Phil Crooks. And I'm pleased to say that it is a lot brighter than when we got here about an hour ago, when it was dark, wet, cold and downright miserable. But now the rain's cleared. Wouldn't say I can see a bit of blue sky here and there, but it's not too bad. I'm joined today in the box by Rick Morris. How are you, Rick?
Going well, Crooksy, going well, and yeah, it has cleared up quite a bit, and this is a beautiful surface here at Box Hill, so I'm expecting it to dry up a little and the schools to be okay today.
And at times it does have a bit of a sticky wicket area, doesn't it? They still Box Hill still play cricket here in the subbies.
It has improved over the years, all the same, and it looks in good nick today.
It does look in good nick. And joining us up here in much more comfortable circumstances than last weekend is Matty Cox. How are you, Matto?
Oh, I'm pleased to say that we're behind glass this week, so there's no fear of wind coming in to where we're sitting. But beautiful conditions here in the broadcast position. And as you said, it's clearing up outside, but for how long for? Who knows? Hopefully there's not too much wet weather coming. That might be another one of my jobs this afternoon.
Yeah, check the radar on the bureau, and if that all fails, just look at that back door behind us here in the box. The Rangers and the Dragons, traditionally pretty successful clubs, Rick, over the last few seasons.
Yeah, they have been always putting up good players to the AFL at draft time, both these clubs, and yeah, there's a few that I'll have a look at today if you like.
We will. Where are they standing at the moment, Matt?
So Dragons are currently sitting fourth on the ladder. The Rangers are in sixth. The Dragons have 10 wins so far for the season, and the Rangers with 7. Both are coming off wins last round, round 14. The Dragons with a nice little victory over the Western Jets, 13-11, 89 to 9-5, 59. And the Rangers getting over the line by 9 points against the Northern Knights, 10-11, 71 to 9-8, 62.
And there's a few players back, Rick, but still a few missing through the school footy, I would suggest.
Yeah, there is. For Eastern, a few players I'd like to keep an eye out for today. Thomas North's been in good form this year and classy player. Bit of talk around about Riley Stoddart as well at the moment, so we'll keep a close eye on the number 6 for the Rangers. Jordan Lynch has been in good form, and of course Jaden Stevenson, who top 10 draft pick likely.
And Sammy Hayes, Rick, listening to a few of the other experts, that means we're experts as well, Matt, suggesting that Sammy Hayes will be the leading ruckman in the draft.
Wherever that goes, it's getting lower and lower each year, isn't it? The ruck, where the first ruckman's taken. But I think Tim English was the first ruckman last year, taken by the Bulldogs.
And yeah, so he would have got about 18. Well, yeah. 18, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he would have.
Or 18 or 19, wherever it was there. But there's a little bit of Pascoe Vale that he might go a bit higher. He might be, you know.
So one of the clubs would take him as the first pick.
Yeah.
All
anyway.
Right. Is that Essendon, is it?
No.
I'd say it might be.
No names, no petrol. All right? Just selling you. Keep an eye on Slam and Sammy Hayes.
Yep.
For the Sandringham Dragons, there's always one name that stands out on that sheet for me, Rick, and he's number 23.
Yeah, Devlin Brereton, he's a class player. A fair bit different to the kid,
yes.
The dad, of course Dermot, but a real classy mover across half forward, good hands, not as tall, but 183 centimetres, but very classy player. Looking forward to him. Also across that forward line, Aaron Trussler's been good when we've called.
Every time.
Always busy around the forward line and good around the goals. So looking forward to seeing how he plays, especially with the ball on the ground a bit today.
And there's another boy down the bottom there, number 73.
Newman.
Edward Newman.
Edward Newman. So I believe he's a bit of a cricketer as well. Rick?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I've got this right, so sometimes I'm a bit cloudy on it. He was the 13th man for Australia in the Test on Boxing Day.
Serious?
And got on the field and fielded in the Test match.
He'd want to be a cricketer then if he's doing that.
But the 13th man, not the 12th man.
I don't
the 13th
care, you're
man.
playing for Australia. I'd want to be
Boxing
baggy
Day.
green.
Yeah. So he's had a unique experience. He's been, who'd we play in the test? The Packies? Did we play on the Boxing Day test this year? So, he got to play in that and do that. There's a wealth of cricketers in there. Like, top line, like we've had, who's the Cricket Australia CEO?
His son's Will Sutherland.
Sutherland, yes. So he's chosen cricket ahead of footy. So a few good choices there. All right, we're going to take our first break for the afternoon and be back on the other side of this for round 3 action here from Box Hill. It's the Eastern Rangers and the Sandy Dragons.
Essendon captain Goddard settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun Josh Dunkley is looking good in his debut match. NG, the power behind Gippsland Power. For the past 19 seasons, NG, Loy Yang B and Hazelwood has been kicking goals with Gippsland Power as major sponsor. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! If you love your under-18s footy and want to know more about the future stars of the AFL, then check out AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central is the only AFL draft-focused website providing draft profiles, power rankings, video highlights, exclusive interviews and all the stats you need on the up-and-coming stars of the TAC Cup. To check them out, visit afldraftcentral.com.au, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter at AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central, proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio. Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. For all your workwear, head down to Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. High-vis long and short-sleeve work shirts, just $5. Expect to pay triple elsewhere. High-vis wind cheaters in fluoro orange or yellow, just $8. Sizes all the way up to 5XL. If you mention this ad, they'll throw in a 3-pack of work socks free. Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. Proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM Media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup Radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
TAC Cup Radio has its own Facebook page. You can find it by searching for TAC Cup Radio. Like the page and be kept up to date with everything that's happening in this year's TAC Cup season. Have your say on any topic, including the best on ground and the players making their mark on the competition. You can also find the Twitter handles for our commentary team so you can interact during the match. They all love talking about the next thing in TAC Cup footy and you can let them know your opinion. TAC Cup Radio on Facebook. Like it now. FootyProfit.com is your go-to for everything AFL online, including some of the best under-18s coverage across Australia. The site has phantom drafts, player scout reports, predictions and expert analysis on your favourite players. Footy Profit is committed to covering the AFL draft and as a key sponsor of TAC Cup Radio provides first-class analysis and opinion. Readers are flooding to FootyProfit.com to stay up to date with everything they need to know about the TAC Cup and the AFL draft. It's time you found out what all the fuss is about. Visit footyprofit.com. Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com. On taccup.com.au and the Red Time Sport iPhone app, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Box Hill City Oval, and the teams have entered the arena. And Eastern Rangers in their traditional royal blue strip with the royal blue pants, the red, white and gold low V on the front of their jumpers, and the Sandy Dragons are in their traditional strip too, Rick, in the darker colours down there at the Maroondah Highway end.
Yeah, they are.
Got
but
the
they've
white
got the
nicks
white
on,
shorts on. Yeah.
so that's okay.
Yeah, makes it
I thought they might have wore their white jumpers today, just their alternative
with
strip.
the two blues going around.
Light royal blue and dark blue, but they've got their maroon and white V with the dragon emblem on the front. Strong uniforms.
It is a good uniform, that dragon uniform, isn't it?
It's a beauty. Scores from yesterday, boys. Dandenong Stingrays 1-3-8 defeated the Bendigo Pioneers 49 at Shepley Oval. Geelong Falcons 1-1-2 defeated Gippsland Power, who I thought might have had a bit of spring in their step after their big win last week.
Yep.
1-1-2 to 48. The Calder Cannons beat the Northern Knights by 1 goal, 52 to 46 at Preston City Oval. The upset of the year, Western Jets 63 defeated Oakley Chargers 57.
Big upset.
Top losing to bottom. So the ladder will be interesting. Today we've got Murray Bushrangers taking on the Rebels at Icon Park, and the match of the day is right here. Eastern Rangers, Sandringham Dragons, Box Hill City Oval. The siren sounds. Take it away, Rick.
Umpire throws the ball up and Hayes gets first knockout, and it's retrieved by Stevenson, who boots it long inside 50 towards the boundary line, and it'll go out of bounds 20 metres out from the eastern goal. Good passage of play to start with, and that class player Stevenson getting involved straight away. The umpire will ball it in. Bit of jostling there, and down the front that was tapped down by a Marty. They'll work it clear with a series of handballs, Sandringham, and that was Nardino getting it across. He's looking for Roberts out wide, but there was a little intercept that time. Edwards gets it back towards the goal area, and we've got another intercept now, and Sandringham will drive it away, and good mark out in front to Person. He'll play on and kick it very, very wide, and a nice mark at centre wing. They'll play on straight away. The hands came from Forbes. They'll run through the middle, Sandringham, and chip it out wide, and that'll be Montanaro, who's a classy kicker. Gets on his right, kicks down towards half forward. He's got a Marty up there. Oh, they chipped in front of him. Stopped that attempt. They're trying to work it out of there, Sandringham, but they're all tied up at the minute. Got a pack of players trying to shovel it out. The umpire will have to come in and ball it up. We're 45 out from the Sandringham goals at half forward.
Sun's out at the moment, but the surface would still be a little bit slippery from the rain we had a little earlier.
Ball goes up, comes out to Montanaro. He has a kick at goal. Mark, dropped by McLean in the goal square. Comes out to Trussler, out to Brereton, this way, that way. Turns around, hooks it on his right, but Mark on the last line of defence taken there by Harrison Nolan. He doesn't muck about. They play on straight away, the Rangers. Run it, feed it by hand. Kick into the middle of Box Hill City Oval. Drop what should have been taken. Ball hits the deck. Sandringham, butter up. Quick kick forward there by Jones. And lovely, strong mark there on the 50. Ball handed over to Stevenson. He kicks out to the half-back flank. It's picked up there by Chin. Can work on that one for me, Rick, please, as we just settle into the call. Back to Hayes. Sam Hayes on centre wing. Kicks into the middle of the ground. Montanaro looks to intercept. Under a bit of pressure here. Ball in dispute. Stevenson gets it. Feeds the handball backwards. Now there's another interception. Could have been in the back. Umpire has a look, comes in, and will ball it up inside the centre square.
Pressure from Sandringham, very good early. They pushed the Rangers sideways then as they tried to attack and been able to hold it up across centre.
3 minutes in. Quick kick it forward for Sandringham. Ball drops inside 50. Rangers have got numbers. Had the footy, lost the footing. and the ball will be tossed up 30 metres out from the Dragons' goal.
So they're attacking the cricket net area or the northern end of the ground, and will be cleared this time by Easton, by Dorian. They get it towards centre wing. There's tackling going on left, right and centre. They scoop it out the back, but there's another intercept where Amati will clear and thump it down towards half forward for the Dragons. Up they go. They bring it to ground. Hayes with the handoff, and they chip it very wide to Dorian. He plays on, gets caught. Handballs to nobody. They'll pick it up now, Roberts, for Sandringham, trying to shovel it out of there, but the umpire will come in and ball it up at half forward. We're around that 55 metre area. Dragons attacking again. Up they go. Tapped down by Hayes towards the boundary side. Montanaro couldn't get it. Out of bounds it went.
Again, just that previous passage of play, the Rangers were really under pressure there and panicked. They should have got a clearing kick to the wing and they didn't.
So the two ruckmen go again. Hayes gets the front spot. Tries to flip it over the back. But, no clear win. Out the back, they're trying to work it clear. Fumble with the wet ball. Sock it along. Up towards centre wing. Grandstand side of the ground it goes. Taken by Walker, gets off the handball. Now it's booted long. Here's a dangerous Stevenson running to 50. Runs straight into his opponent. Good tackle. Dislodges the ball, and that will allow Menardino to kick it, but he's kicked it into tomorrow. And there'll be a shot at goal almost.
Tell you the first thing I'm liking about Stevenson, Rick, he's had a haircut.
You like that, do you?
I do. Much tidier, much neater.
Not sure about that. Anyway.
You watch, it'll help his kick here. He'll put this straight through. I'll nominate it.
I think he'll go, I reckon he'll go to the left with his left foot, but he's done that. And
he's just set it up nicely.
They just don't banana bend these days, do they? They go to the left foot. Off it goes. It's still in dispute, but Sandy will clear. It's a very long kick out to the outer side of the ground. I think it hit the top of the tree there. And out in the full it goes.
That was Geordie Nagel that launched that. And to bring the ball back in will be Riley Stoddart for the Eastern Rangers. He's 70 metres out of the Rangers' goal. They're kicking to the White Horse Road end of the ground. They kick it to the hot spot looking for Hayes, and Hayes marks it. Too big, too good, too strong.
Penetrating kick, wasn't it?
Good depth on the kick, and Hayes read it well. He was third in line and had his name written all over it. Liking the colour of his boots as well. It's a nice sort of light teal number with a bit of lemon. There's Hayes. Severe angle, 70-degree angle. Distance won't be an issue. Doesn't put too much purchase on the footy, but it's straight through the middle. That's the first on the board, the NG scoreboard, which sees the Eastern Rangers 1 goal straight, 6 to the Sandy Dragons yet to score. We're 6.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
A bit of a steadier there for the Rangers. Seemed to be under pressure for the first 5 minutes or so. And I think they were just trying to finesse the ball a little too much coming out of defence. A couple of long kicks got it forward, then they were able to trap it in and get a goal.
Our selections, Crooksy, do you remember who we went for?
I went for the Rangers and you went for the Dragons. And Anthony Stangitz went for the Dragons. I'm leading the tipping, Rick, if you'd like me to go further into it.
I wouldn't worry too much about that, but
I'm only 9 ahead of you.
They kick long now to a lead. Out in front, almost taken. Wasn't quite gathered. Sandy to clear. Amati gets it, paddles it out. They're still in the centre square here, Easton, and shovel it out to North, who gets on that left, runs to 50 and boots towards goal, but just offline. But a nice passage of play all the same. And Eastern will move on to 1 goal, 7 to yet to score the Dragons. And out on that outer side, bit hard to pick him up. But, there's a mark taken by Gibbons, who drives it forward out to centre wing, and nice mark of Marty. He'll look to boot it long, and he does to a long lead. McLean dive, couldn't quite get it. They'll mop up here through Stoddart. Gets the 1-2, goes onto the left. He's a nice left footer. Out it goes wide. And he spots up his teammate there out on that boundary side. And they'll kick it towards the centre inside square. They run through. There goes Lynch. Boots it towards the full forward area, but the mark was dropped. Sandy to mop up, this time through Forbes. Goes wide. Ball spoiled. Here comes the Rangers again, thumping it forward. Out towards half forward, but the ball will be paddled over the line. It'll be a throw in. We're only about 25 metres around from the Rangers' goal. Hayes coming off the ground for a rest, been in the play so far. So has Amati, hasn't he?
He's been excellent.
Both of them have been good so far.
Montanaro. Amati gets front position, taps it down. Dangerous area for the Dragons. They're under the pump, but they clear it. Nice halfback flanker, Jack Nardino. Nice clearing kick to between wing and halfback, and the ball will be thrown in. Just in front of the interchange bench, not far around from where we're calling from. Great vantage point here at Box Hill City Oval as the ball gets thrown in. Montanaro can't get it. Now good work here by the Eastern Rangers. It's kicked forward by Quirk. Not far enough. We're on 50. Stacks on the mill. Not going anywhere, and the umpire will ball this up.
Jack Nardino's been in a bit of it in defence for the Dragons so far.
Up she goes. Stevenson trying to work his way backwards through it. Hot potato, shoveled out. There's a little kick forward. It's either out on the full or be a mark. And to take this is Sam Sofronides. He wants to switch play. Whew. Gets it to Geordie Nagel. That is, what's that ruling, Rick? Or he has to kick over his mark?
Oh dear.
Okay, so he decides to come back the other
He
way.
didn't kick over his mark that time either.
Max Lowen on the left foot, goes long, low and hard, hits up Willie Walker. Scrubby old kick. Bowls everybody, comes out the back. This is Feltham. Feltham on the left boot, goes out wide. He's looking for Nolan. Nolan under the pump, taps the ball in front. It's running towards the boundary line. This will be Jones and Rendell close to the boundary line. They keep it in. Hacking kick on the left foot, but it's spilt right on the boundary line. Outer wing, Middlesbrough Road side of the ground. They go inboard. Sloppy footy. Eastern Rangers go out wide too far, too hard. And over the boundary line, out of bounds. We're 65 metres around from the Rangers' goal. They lead. 1 goal, 1-7 to no score. 11.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Umpire balls it in. North paddles it forward. Sandy went to clear but couldn't. Goes back to North. Kicks it inside 50. Oh, it's Falcon there, right on the noggin. And it goes out of bounds. Attempted mark that time.
Josiah Duncan.
Josiah, is it?
Yeah, good name.
Josiah. Sounds like a biblical name.
Very biblical.
Ball tapped to the front. Sandy to clear this time through Walker, who's been busy. But an intercept mark by Stoddart. He looks good on the left. Gives it out wide. He's got Feltham running. And he kicks to the square. Up they go. And just a couple of juggling attempts by Rouget. But it was forced through from behind. And that takes them on to 1-8. And yet to score are the Dragons. So Eastern leading. And that is on the NG scoreboard. 12.5 minutes into this first quarter on the Technica time clock. They play on through Nagel. Out wide. Another intercept. They're playing well across that centre of the ground there, Eastern. And Jaden Stevenson takes the mark, 55 out. Too far out to score on a damp day. He plays on, kicks short. They'll intercept here. And again, it's turned over. Oh, one-handed pick up there by Lynch was great class, but got tackled in the process, and there'll be a ball. No, there'll be a free kick for holding the ball.
That's a skill you don't see much these days, Rick, is it?
No.
The ball's rarely on the carpet that someone has to come and just pick it up one-handed.
One-hander, I liked it, but liked it a lot. And with the ball, we got Lowen. He goes wide to McLean, takes the mark, runs his player under it. And now we've got Will Walker in the middle of the ground. He'll play on straight away. He'll get it out. He's got a runner through. Howard goes long towards the forward line. Punched away towards the cricket net side we go. Easton trying to clear, but they'll pick it up here and have a shot towards the goals here through Bakes. And no one's home. Only Easton players who'll clear it and go wide this time. We've found Dorian on centre wing. He chips it inboard. There's Stoddart, been dangerous. Gives over the handball straight away to Norris. He gets caught and the umpire will ping him for holding the ball, and a good tackle there by Howard. Well, Howard's got it now and plays on, dishes it off straight away. Jones goes towards the centre wing. He's got a player there in Seaton who paddles it forward. They might have been a throw or caught. Holding the ball it was. Easton doing well defensively so far, and they'll play on through Lowen.
Dorian squares the ball up. He's got Stoddart. Stoddart strolling down the members' side. Kicks in short. His man's under pressure. Good clearing footy here, boys, by Sofronides. He kicks to the hot spot. Oh, solid mark. And that is Nolan. Nolan kicks to the outer side of the ground. Straightened up. This is just back one way, back the other. Walker searching handball. Now they're off. Brereton kicks deep. And mark is taken. Let me just pick this up, Rick. The man with the ponytail.
He's a classy mover, Brereton, isn't he?
He's
All
beautiful.
style.
Bit going off.
Yeah.
Off the ball.
A little bit narky. The umpire takes control. While all that's happening, we've got Howie Person, who's taken a solid mark. He is only 25 metres out, near enough to direct in front. Person comes in, kicks, and not pretty off the boot to the right. First score for the Dragons. They move on to one behind. The Eastern Rangers 1-2-8 on the NG scoreboard, and we are almost 16 minutes in to the first quarter here on the Technica time clock.
Kicked up and under. Whether that'll bring rain, but play-on's a call. Stevenson with the left foot down towards half back and intercepted, but they got caught with it again. And there goes Montanaro, kicks it long, but it'll go through for behind. And Sandringham get their second behind, two behinds to 1-2-8. Staying in touch, it's only a goal the difference. Now North Eye had it and lost it. And it'll be kicked away, and they've got in the van here. Brereton gets thumped from behind. Play-on's a call. It'll go wide. This time the kick goes wide, but intercept there. Roberts takes it. He'll have to go wide with the handball. And he's got Nardino, who gets it down long, and there's a mark out in front. Nice lead that time by Richards. Alistair Richards is around about 50 metres out when he kicks. Or close enough, probably about 47.
They've had the momentum for the last couple of minutes here, the Dragons. They need to put one through just to peg it back on the scoreboard.
Comes in with a long run up. Kicks towards the goal. It's a lovely kick from the boundary. Straight through the middle. And Alistair Richards puts their first goal on the board for the Dragons. They'll move on now to 1-2-8. Tied up with the Eastern Rangers, who are 1-2-8. And that is on the NG scoreboard, 17 minutes into the first quarter on the Technica time clock.
Go after you, Matto.
Pressure's been quite high from both sides. The tackling, I think that's the thing that's impressed me for this first quarter. They've both been relentless, and that's meaning that both defensively too, very good.
Whistle on play. There was an encroachment inside the centre square. Little handball. Walker. He's a bit casual, Will, and he's been pinged. Very casual. Tripped. Luck's a fortune. Take a Tats ticket on your way home, Willie. Walker. Decides just to plant it wide to Nagel. Nagel goes out to the half-forward flank. Marked out there. He gets to Martis. Now in front of the cricket nets. McLean, the skipper. McLean, when you hold the ball over your head, what does that mean? Does that mean he's going to have a shot, or what's it?
Yeah, I think so.
That signal. Tell you what, it'll be a AFL Draft Central Goal of the Day clubhouse leader. No, he's just going to put in that little short one. Walker flew for it, couldn't take it. Ball comes to ground. Quick hands by the Rangers, smothered off the boot. It's in the goal square and goal. The ball ricocheted off the smother, and that has gone to Alistair Richards. 2 goals in a couple of minutes for Alistair. Luck's a fortune all the same. 2-2-14 on the NG scoreboard. 1-2-8 the Eastern Rangers, and we are just ticked over 19 minutes on the Technica time clock.
Around the grounds, Bush Rangers are off to a good start. 3-2-20. The Greater Western Victoria Rebels 1-2-8.
Well, big leap by Hayes, gets the tap out, but Walker's everywhere at the moment, gives off the handoff. He'll go to Nardino. They'll kick down towards half forward, leading in the race. Eastern have got numbers around it, and they'll clear this time. Centre wing, out it goes. Oh, one-handed attempt by Newman. He gives it off. The free kick there is being picked out to Nardino. He gives it to Montanaro. He goes inboard, and Lowen goes on the left, goes very wide. Marty's his target.
Ooh.
Oh, he had it, and Drospet, the big fella, looking a bit cumbersome there, drops it, and the umpire says, no, you had way too long. And Eastern will take the clearing kick out to the centre wing, and the mark's taken. This time through Dorian, who's been busy early, swapping wings at the moment, Dorian. Now they'll come back. Sam Hayes takes the mark at half-back. He'll kick wide. Oh, good mark. Under pressure that time. Quirk. Just weighing up his options. Decides to drive it towards half-forward. And he's got a man very loose out there, and they'll play on straight away. Over the back, the mark was spilled. Amati gets it. Runs into trouble. Stevenson, the tackler. And there'll be a ball up, about 35 out from the Eastern goal.
Like the way the Rangers moved the ball forward, Ben, just bided their time, waited for the appropriate target to kick to and executed.
They'll tap it out, and Montanaro with the handoff. Oh, the kicking attempt was smothered there. Eastern again with numbers out wide, running on, kicking towards full forward. Here's an opportunity. Stevenson doubles back, takes it and loses it. Not happy with himself, but it is pretty slippery out there. You can't be too hard on yourself today.
Ball's very shiny.
We're about 20 metres out from goal. Eastern attacking. The ball in. Sam Hayes at the front. Taps it down. Got a number of players. Amati trying to work it clear. Stevenson, pinches it. Has a snap on goal and just didn't come around enough. But clever skills there to get that ball out of a congested area. And they'll play on straight away through Nagel and kick it inside to Lowen. Could be a collision here, but Lowen picks it up, runs around, gets it out wide towards Newman. Again, he's got 3 against him here. Oh, shovels them away, pushes it out, gets it out to the running Richards, who'll kick it long towards the square. Eastern again defending well. They go very wide. Oh, well judged. Nice mark out behind the back to Edwards. He plays on straight away. Gets it to Burley. Burley goes long. Oh, Marty went to his knees. Dropped the chest mark. Allowed Hayes in. And all of a sudden, we've got a ball up happening.
Just opened up a little bit in the last couple of minutes.
Did it ever?
It's a little bit better than the congested stuff that we've had for most of this term. 23
minutes into the first quarter. We're in Rangers territory. Nagel. Going to be caught. That's holding the ball. That was Jai Hale. He received the ball from Nagel. He would have had a nanosecond to get rid of it, but he took a bit longer than that. And the shot on goal will be... Just let me pick it up for you, boys. Pretty tough. I think it's Rossiter. And that is through for a behind. 1 goal.
Yeah, it was Rossiter.
Was Rossiter. 1 goal, 4-10 to 2-2, 14. Nagel kicks to himself. Gets about 10 metres and then launches out wide. The big men fly. Comes off the hands of the pack. Over the boundary line, out of bounds. Right near the corner of Whitehorse Road and Middleborough Road. Shadows of quarter time. Been a bit of an arm wrestle. Difficult conditions. Slippery. Amati gets front position, taps it at his feet. Bit of Greco-Roman wrestling, and that is going nowhere. Ball handed back the umpire by Edwards. Ball comes to ground. Now they get the ball out through North. North kicks to the square, and Sam Hayes has marked this. Right on the goal line, right in front. You can mark it down in your record. It will be his 2nd goal for the day. As he comes in, leans back and puts it through. 2-4-16 to 2-2-14, right on the siren of quarter time, and that is the Rangers holding a 2-point lead. Have I got that right?
Yep.
2-point lead. The goal kickers for the Rangers. Sam Hayes has the 2 for the Eastern, and for Sandringham, Alistair Richards has 2. Interesting first quarter as we take our first break here from Box Hill City Oval. We'll be back on the other side of this to discuss all the action from the TAC Cup Radio match of the day. It's the Rangers and the Dragons.
Essendon captain Goddard settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun Josh Dunkley is looking good in his debut match. NG, the power behind Gippsland Power. For the past 19 seasons, NG, Loy Yang B and Hazelwood has been kicking goals with Gippsland Power as major sponsor. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! If you love your under-18s footy and want to know more about the future stars of the AFL, then check out AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central is the only AFL draft-focused website providing draft profiles, power rankings, video highlights, exclusive interviews and all the stats you need on the up-and-coming stars of the TAC Cup. To check them out, visit afldraftcentral.com.au, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter at AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central, proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio. Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. For all your workwear, head down to Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. High-vis long and short-sleeve work shirts, just $5. Expect to pay triple elsewhere. High-vis wind cheaters in fluoro orange or yellow, just $8. Sizes all the way up to 5XL. If you mention this ad, they'll throw in a 3-pack of work socks free. Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. Proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup Radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
TAC Cup Radio has its own Facebook page. You can find it by searching for TAC Cup Radio. Like the page and be kept up to date with everything that's happening in this year's TAC Cup season. Have your say on any topic, including the best on ground and the players making their mark on the competition. You can also find the Twitter handles for our commentary team so you can interact during the match. They all love talking about the next thing in TAC Cup footy, and you can let them know your opinion. TAC Cup Radio on Facebook. Like it now. FootyProfit.com is your go-to for everything AFL online, including some of the best under-18s coverage across Australia. The site has phantom drafts, player scout reports, predictions and expert analysis on your favourite players. Footy Profit is committed to covering the AFL draft and as a key sponsor of TAC Cup Radio provides first-class analysis and opinion. Readers are flooding to footyprofit.com to stay up to date with everything they need to know about the TAC Cup and the AFL draft. It's time you found out what all the fuss is about. Visit footyprofit.com. Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com. On taccup.com.au and the Red Time Sport iPhone app, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Box Hill City Oval, quarter time, sunbathed Box Hill City Oval, I shouldn't say, 2-4-16 to 2-2-14. The Rangers hold a 2-point lead thanks to Sam Hayes, who kicked a goal right 5 seconds before the siren sounded at quarter time.
And happy to report that the radar's all clear. So hopefully
good.
we've got these conditions for the rest of the afternoon.
Fantastic. I won't need the umbrella to get back to my car. What did you make of the first quarter?
Geez, it was a swinging one, wasn't it? I think the Dragons got off to the better start, and then after about 5 minutes, the Rangers were able to work themselves into the game. The one thing that I picked up on during that term is when it was in either inside 50, the attacking side had the defensive side had a lot of numbers around the footy, and when they had that clearing kick outside, the opposition was just waiting for it unopposed, taking the mark and putting it straight back inside 50. So that was one of the things. And the other is that when there was a bit of movement, when they started doing the long kicks to the high or the tall marking options, just looked a little bit cleaner. And I think considering the surface conditions and the conditions of the ball, that's what they're going to need to do. Just kick it long rather than finessing, which has come unstuck a couple of times for both sides. I think what they need to do is just bomb it long because they've both got some tall timber that's able to mark it.
Rick?
Yeah, I think the skills have been good enough. Still a bit damp, but yeah, like you say, at times probably the best option is straight down the middle, through that centre corridor. If you can get a man loose in there and then pump it long towards the square, especially when Sam Hayes has been down there. He's kicked their only 2 goals and taken 2 good marks down there. So he's turned into a dangerous forward as well, Hayes. Not just a tall ruckman these days. He's developed that forward skill as well this year. So
handy to have.
Very handy to have, and I'm sure clubs will be looking at that out in that western part of Melbourne somewhere.
Do you think that's becoming a trend?
Yeah, I do.
Because
I think that
there's
is very much a
few
trend.
ruckmen around the competition that we've seen float forward this year.
So
I think, yeah, it helps to have that extra string to your bow. Otherwise, yeah, they're just tapping the ball at boundary throw-ins, aren't they?
You might find the Tigers or someone might look at a Sam Hayes.
I think they've got a good ruckman. Nankervis is pretty good.
No, they need someone else down forward to help out Rewalt.
Oh, they'll go for a forward.
Nope.
No?
No.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Hey, you never believes anything you say on face value, Rick. Round the grounds, just at Etihad Stadium. It's half time and the Eagles lead the Saints 50-47. And at Princess Park, Rick, because I'm old-fashioned, the Murray Bushrangers are leading the Rebels by 22 points. I think it is. All right, second quarter action about to get underway here. Just waiting for the rest of the supporters and support staff to move off the ground. Umpire checks around.
Pretty good crowd in here today at Box Hill City
Oh,
Oval.
yeah, it always gets a good crowd, especially around these terraces near us. Fantastic viewing spot when it's not raining.
There's the siren. Second quarter action, TAC Cup Radio match of the day. Take it away, Rick.
Up these two big ruckmen go, and Hayes gets the hand down. Can't break away just yet. Now it is with Sandringham. But good tackling going on in the middle of the ground, and there'll be a ball up just on Sandringham's side of the ground, centre square, thrown up straight away. Amati taps it down. Again, we've got a stalemate jump ball, and we'll have another ball up. Haven't gained any ground yet. Up they go. Hayes gets a left hand on it. They're trying to get it out of that congestion. Umpire lets them go for a while, but he'll have to do it again. So we've had 3 ball ups in a row within about 2 metres of the ground. And they might have to go with a big whack here. Tap down again. There's goes the whack. And it cleared for a few metres. They're trying to break through. Stevenson gets tackled. And we're just at the edge of the square now. So they've moved about 5 metres.
I'm liking Stevenson getting down and dirty.
Yes, having a good game. Taken away. Amati gets the kick down forward. Up they go. Oh, big leap from behind. Here's a go. Oh, he socketed out of bounds. Don't call that deliberate. And we'll have a ball in. That was off the toe of Howie Person, who has attended the ground in person today. Ball thrown in, 15 metres out. Tap to the front. Hayes gets it. Handball's wide. And no one can get that one. We're only a couple of metres around from the behind post. Sandringham attacking. They'd love one here. Every goal's vital today. Wouldn't expect a real high-scoring game. Ball to be thrown in. Next to the behind post. Up they go. Hayes to the front. Taps it down. And clearing kick by North. Gets it towards the 50. Oh, beautiful tap over that time. And Will Walker has it. The tap came from Lowen. Good skills and good smother that time. And was the smother from Gibbons? Or Lovell it was.
Rangers have really clamped down in these first 2 minutes.
Tap to the front. Stevenson, a little dribble kick outside 50 now. Hooked around. Roberts gets it towards the square. They should be able to clear and kick towards Hayes, who takes the mark on the defensive 50 line mark. Sam Hayes had a fair bit of it today so far, the big ruckman. He's looking to go short. He goes to a half of a lead, and they got numbers in front there. Roberts does well, gets tackled. He's been in a fair bit of the play as Oscar Roberts. And he gets up and hands the umpire the ball. Be a quick ball up. Up they go again. The 2 big ruckmen. Amati gets that one. Good handball by Newman. And intercept by Dorian. He gets tackled. The umpire will ball it up. Bit of niggle.
Up they go. Hayes. Now there's a hold. And the free kick will go to Hazy. Sam Hayes ignores the little short handball to North. He goes out wide looking for Stevenson, but there's an intercept mark. And Walker kicks it up forward. It's 2-on-1. Rangers work the ball towards the boundary, and they're more than happy to see it over right in front of the Social Club. In the forward pocket, half forward flank area. City side of the ground. Ball to be thrown in. 16 plays 14. We're 4 minutes into the second quarter. Lovely throw in by the boundary umpire. Good leap by the 2 ruckmen. Stevenson's got it. Amati's got him wrapped up. He ain't going anywhere. And the umpire says holding the ball against you, Jaden Stevenson. Tough call. And Jaden pleads the case, but he's not changing his decision, not surprisingly. Here we have Amati, Joel Amati, 45-degree angle. He'll kick it from 44 metres out. Distance shouldn't be a worry. Should have a bit of breeze over his shoulder. Amati comes in, just kicks, just floats it across and across the face through for a behind. 2-3, 15 to 2-4, 16 on the NG scoreboard. 5 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
They clear it out towards Hayes, but great mark by Montanaro. He'll go inboard here to a lead, and chipping in Dorian does well. Juggles the mark. Will go to the outer side and spears a pass. Lovely direction. And he's found his man out there. And on the left that time, we had Rossiter. He'll go into the middle. Lynch paddles it, grabs it, and gets caught with it. The umpire lets him go. Eventually, a bit of an aggressive tackle onto the ground in the end. And we'll have a ball up just forward of the centre. And balling up straight away. Tap down. Back into the middle they go. Amati gets it, gets tackled. They'll have to ping him here. And just had to throw it on the boot. And Jaden Stevenson, the tackler, plays on and goes out wide. He's found his man, Norris. Norris is 55 out. He'll probably pop it to the top of the square. And he chips, but it's all Sandringham down there. And they'll be able to get a clearing kick, and well directed too. A little chip out. That kick came from Stamatis. They'll go wide again. Outer side. Lowen's the target. He drops it. Spills it. Picked up that time by Norris. Gets it back inboard, but it'll go out of bounds. No, they've kept it in. Did well there, Sandy. And a beautiful directed pass to Montanaro. Over the top they go. There goes Newman on the left. Spearing pass. Good skills on offer at the minute. Brereton picks it up. He gives off the ham. They'll kick it to half forward. Good balk. And run towards the forward line. Out in front it goes. And McLean couldn't quite gather it in time and out of bounds.
Apart from the direction of the last kick inside 50, that was a lovely passage of play.
Very good. And some of the kicking skills are really starting to pick up now in this game.
Ball to be thrown in. Forward pocket, White Horse Road, end of the ground. Sun shining down. McLean gets front spot. Rangers, dropping the ball. Just got pulled off the kick. And Hayden McLean, the skipper of Sandringham, gets the resultant free kick. This to put the Dragons in front for the first time this afternoon. He'll kick from 30 metres out, a little worse than 45 degrees. And the big fella, 197 and 93 from Beau Morris. McLean comes in. Kicks long, low, hard and to the left. Ties it up 2-4-16 a piece on the NG scoreboard, and we are just tick past 8 minutes in on the Technica time clock. Stoddart to bring the ball back in. Wasn't Stoddart, it was Burley. Burley brings it back in. Kicks to the outer half-back flank. Dragons trying to win the ball. It's in dispute. Popping around. Now there's a hacking kick up forward. Brereton. It bounces over the top. It's in the goal square. Rangers have got the poise. Lovely kick out and nice mark taken by Feltham. Feltham plays on straight away. He's got Chuck Norris. Norris on the left foot. Kicks to half forward. Dragons have got the numbers, but they haven't got the footy. Now it's in dispute. Quick kick out. Now they run forward. Long searching, kicking forward by Howard. They need a mark, but Rock of Gibraltar. Good work. Riley Nicholas takes it in the centre of the defensive 50. Gets it across to Stevenson. Stevenson kicks to centre wing. It's taken by Duffy. Duffy plays on straight away. They kick to the top of the 50. There's a mark taken for the Dragons there by Sofronides.
He plays on into the middle of the ground and he's found Stamatis. They play on, go out wide and chip it back inboard, and that looks like Sofronides again following up. He'll go wide and chip inboard. Nice little pass. It was touched by Mangoni. Gives it to Lowen. They'll play on to the player there running, Sofronides. Up they go. Ball juggled by Nolan and swung out of there, but they just can't break away just yet. Quirk gets tackled with the ball. Very aggressive play. Out it comes again. They're in trouble here. They might have a shot on goal, and they've somehow nabbed it through the middle. That kick from Howard was really good play, and they just never gave up then, Sandringham. They looked like they were ready to clear there, Eastern, through Quirk, but Sandy forwards really did well to hang on there and keep them in the game.
Clubhouse leader AFL Draft Central goal of the day.
That is Julian Howard.
Wasn't much of an opportunity there, but he made the most of it.
So that's 9 minutes into the second quarter, Crooksy.
Thank you. Hasn't been a lot to choose from so far, and yet to get a footyprofit.com.au, but I'm sure we'll get one later on. Hazy brings it down to his feet. Sandringham forcing the ball out. Quick handball. Person goes past him. In a bit of trouble. Now a bit of poise there by Burley. Burley kicks across the ground. Mark taken. Have to look him up, Rick. I haven't got him on my list. Now it's kicked to the centre square, centre half forward. There was a whistle. And
Bruzes, number 25.
No worries. Bruzes. All right, there's a free kick back in the middle of the ground. It goes to Mangione. He's right in the middle on the defensive side of the centre circle. Mangione decides to come to the members' side. Lovely lead, and mark taken by Hayden McLean. He's on half forward. Bit of a slow build-up entry. And this is Walker. Willie Walker. Directs a bit of traffic. Now he kicks right to the top of the square. He'll be looking for Amati. Can't quite take it. Ranges at the fall of the ball. It's just a hacking kick out. Oh, Walker spins out. Gets it to Montanaro. Flips it around. Now the snap it goal by Trussler. Point.
We'll have to cross that out. Had him penciled in there with the around the corner shot. He loves those.
That's his bread and butter.
It just wobbled off the boot, didn't it? It wasn't spinning correctly.
Clean. It wasn't a clean kick. 3-5, 23 to 2-4, 16. NG scoreboard, 12 and a half minutes in on the Technica.
And the clean kick away from Stoddard. He'll get the 1-2 over the back, but he goes into trouble there. They'll help him out. At least they did well to get it out, and now it's found a loose man in Quirk. Just didn't give it away at the right time. Put his player under pressure. They'll work it wide. They've got numbers at the ball now, Easton. They go wide again, and there's a mark at half forward. And on the left, Rossiter goes long towards centre half forward, tapped away. Boundary side of the ground. They'll give it off through Nagel. Nagel will try and work it clear, but no clean possession here. It ends up back in the hands of Mangione. Well, that time it was Nardino. Gets it long. An interceptor, Stoddard. I really like him. Classy left footer. Plays on. Takes a couple of bounces. Switches. Goes into the middle. And a beautifully directed pass to Lynch at centre half back for Easton. He'll chip it around. And he's got a man out there. And they'll play on through the middle. Good foot passing going on at the minute. Just looking to link up through Stainthorpe. He goes wider again. So they've got full use of the ball at the minute. And Dorian has it. Well, they'll kick long towards the full forward area. Montanaro with the handball. They'll kick, and there's an intercept here. This looks dangerous. And that player,
Bruzesi,
Bruzesi, Kicks long to the square, thumped away towards the
Oh, here we
boundary
go.
side and snap on goal. And that was a good shark. And the player there will just pick him up. Good shark. It thumped away towards the boundary side, but that player was all on his own and threw for a goal.
Their first goal coming at the 14.5-minute mark of this second term.
And
Rangers.
that was Dorian.
And one against the play too. I think Dragons have controlled the momentum for the first part of this second term. Just haven't been able to capitalise on the scoreboard. 1-3 they've got for this term. The first goal there for the Rangers.
So 3-5-23 the Dragons to 3-4-22 Eastern, back in the middle.
Up they go. Little tap forward. North feeds the handball out to Brazisi. He kicks out wide. Mark taken by Dorian. Dorian goes in short and he can't hold it. Drops the slips catch. And the ball goes over the boundary line, out of bounds. We're 35 metres around from the Rangers' goal. They trail by 1, 3-4-22 to 3-5-23. We approach 16 minutes into the second term. The ball's up in dispute, spits out the back. And we've got Richards in there for Sandringham. That is Greco-Roman wrestling and going nowhere. Ball to be tossed up just outside 50. Front position, Rouget can't get it. Now it's kicked forward and the mark taken for Sandringham by Maxi Lowen, the left footer. He's on half back, goes in short, spears a pass, and the umpire said, no, it wasn't a mark. Remember the old days, Rick, on a wet day, the umpire used to give you a bit of leniency, a bit of the benefit of the doubt.
2 bites of the cherry.
Used to give you...
Yeah, they don't give you much these days.
Wouldn't give the steam off their dim sim, Rick, some of these blokes. As the ball gets tapped back towards the boundary line, out of bounds again.
Just congested up again in the last couple of minutes. A bit different to the way the rest of this term's been played so far.
Out of side, and up they go. Rouget hasn't done a lot of the ruck work today. We know he's quite mobile around the ground, and the ball goes to the front. Pretty hard to get a gig ahead of Sam Hayes all the same.
It is. You are the second ruckman, I think.
But he is a mobile ruckman, Rouget, so good player. Gibbons is up against him. Tap to the front. Stevenson threw it, and the umpire was onto it. And Sandringham. Lowen goes very, very long out of side towards the forward line, and they try and pick it up. Kept it in play. The umpire's letting them go, and eventually it finds the line. We'll have a ball in.
Around the grounds, Bush Rangers 5-4-34, Greater Western Victoria Rebels 4-4-28.
Hello.
Another good game. We've been waiting for the Rebels to do something, haven't we, Crooksy? But,
Yes.
just haven't been as good as we'd hoped.
Eagles lead by a point at Etihad, 15 and a half minutes into the third quarter, 62 plays 61.
On the left, they'll kick long. And towards centre wing, big pack, shucked beautifully by Duffy. They play on, out of side, and try and run it out, but intercepted that time by the Dragons. Working it clear, they'll kick long towards the line, but that looked like it's too far. Out of bounds it goes, just under the tree there. Picturesque ground this. You got trees, you got hedges, plenty of green grass around it. You got terraces. Very good ground to watch footy from, and a lot of cars in the outer side, people watching in their cars. They kick long to the outer side wing. Nice mark out there, and that's Stevenson. Putting himself out there today, Jaden. Goes long, but turns this one over. And they'll play on into the wing area. Stamatis gets it. Back in the middle. Lowen to get on that left. Runs around, runs his full measure. Kicks towards half forward. but fell short of his target. An intercept mark to Nolan. Nolan's gone for Hayes. Amati's come. Oh, I did well. Got a hand on it. Forced the error. And Brereton ran into trouble. Just didn't have enough options around him. And he's allowed Hayes to play on there. And Hayes goes inboard. He's found Lynch, the classy mover. Gives it to Stevenson. He goes wide with a long kick. He's got some run in there. They did well to win possession. They've got a loose man now. Easton charging towards goal. Kicking towards goal, but goes across the face. And through for a behind. Didn't pick up that player. Might have been Dorian again.
Needed to make a bit more of that, I would have thought. Dragons
Had a
bring
bit
the
of
ball
dash.
back in. Centre half back. The sun streaming down. Lowen goes out wide. He's got Nardino trying to get the ball across to Trussler. They intercept. Good work by the Rangers. Collard. Play on, says the umpire. Now he says holding the ball. Advantage, advantage, advantage. They get it forward. McLean marks on centre wing. Gives it back to Nardino. Stevenson, lovely intercept. Keeps his eye on the footy. The handball's too hot for Lynch. It is a hot footy. Now wrapped up in a tackle. They're on top. It spits out the pack. Ugly footy. And again they get it out to Nardino. Quick hands. Lowen. It's a bit of an up and under. Mark taken by Willie Walker. He wheels around onto the white foot. That was hard to say.
Was that a wabbit?
Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, it's out of bounds in the forward pocket. Too many W's.
Good one, Crooksy. I'll take it away from here then.
Thank you.
Well, you gather your composure.
Yes, compose myself.
Compose yourself. Ball to be thrown in 5 metres out from goal. And Hayes to the front. Just can't break away. Bit of a wrestle going on. We'll have a ball up. We're only 15 out from goal. And not much scoring going on at the minute. 3-5 apiece.
Been a real arm wrestle for
21
the last 10
minutes.
minutes.
Second quarter action. Tap to the front. Again, we've got another pack forming. They let it go. Clearing kick that time by Hayes. Goes to the halfback. Oh, nice mark out in front. I think there was a push out and the umpire was onto it. And we've got a Dragons free kick. And they go long through Mangione towards the forward pocket. Still in dispute, but good hands to Dorian. He'll play on, get it out wide. They wouldn't want to fumble here. They're 50 metres out from the Dragons' goal, and the Dragons had the numbers there to hold up the Rangers.
Wrong option there for the Dragons to go back inside 50. They had Nagel at centre half forward all by himself.
So balling it up. Marty over the back. Oh, shot on goal. And Newman just offline and no score. Out in the full, right in front of the scoreboard. The NG scoreboard, 23 apiece. 22 minutes in on the Technica time clock there.
Nolan to bring the ball back in for the Rangers. Got the whole ground in front of him. Decides to go to the outer half-back flank. The big men fly. Amati gets a fist to it. Drops to the ground. Again, a pack develops. Ball wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire will come in and ball this up. Just underneath, do we know what kind of tree that is?
Big one.
It is a big one. Might be an elm tree. As the ball goes forward, bouncing inside 50. Bit of a chaos footy. Dragons under the pump. Again, the umpire's looking, circling, and comes in and balls it up.
Suggests that this quarter's gone the way of the Dragons just. They've had the more scoring opportunities, but they haven't been able to capitalise, which is a bit of a concern.
Hayes gets the tap down. Amati trying to work the ball forward. Little kick, Dorian. He's been lively. Scrubbing kick up forward, which finds touch. They appeal for a deliberate, and a deliberate they get. Now you've got to come back and kick over your mark. Can't play on. And the Dragons will take the resultant free kick from that deliberate kick out. Goes inboard, Nardino. Nice kick inside 50, looking for Brereton, but at the back. Mark not taken, just spilt out as he hit the deck was McLean. And the ball will be thrown in. Forward pocket. White Horse Road into the ground. Shadows of half-time. The Dragons searching for a score. Boundary umpire sets. In she goes. Hayes had a bit of his jumper too. Dangerous. Not sure about the disposal. The Rangers, good work. Kick inside 50, DeLorean. Little dinky kick finds Stevenson. They're going to switch plays. Got Stoddart on half-back. Riley runs after it. Takes it on the first bounce. Wheels around on the left boot and kicks up forward. Mark taken there by Connor Edwards. Edwards puts it in short and can't find his man. This is Jai Hale. He plays on straight away to Lowen. He's going to get collared to Nagel. Nagel to Jones. Jones on centre wing. He sets sail. Launches to the top of the 50. All Eastern Rangers. And the mark is taken there by Nolan. His kick has to be precise, and precise it is. Josiah Duncan on the half-back flank. On the left boot. Kicks to centre wing. Plenty of Dragons up here, and the mark is taken by Jones. Plays on straight away as the siren sounds half-time. It is all tied up here at Box Hill City Oval. 3-5-23 the Eastern Rangers, 3-5-23 the Sandy Dragons. The goal kickers for the Rangers, 2 to Sam Hayes and 1 to Dorian. And for the Sandy Dragons, 2 to Alistair Richards and 1 to Julian Howard. We will take a break, be back on the other side of this to have a talk about the first half here at Box Hill Cup Radio.
Essendon captain Goddard settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun Josh Dunkley is looking good in his debut match. NG, the power behind Gippsland Power. For the past 19 seasons, NG, Loy Yang B and Hazelwood has been kicking goals with Gippsland Power as major sponsor. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! If you love your under-18s footy and want to know more about the future stars of the AFL, then check out AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central is the only AFL draft-focused website providing draft profiles, power rankings, video highlights, exclusive interviews and all the stats you need on the up-and-coming stars of the TAC Cup. To check them out, visit afldraftcentral.com.au. Like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter at AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central, proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio. Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. For all your workwear, head down to Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. High-vis long and short sleeve work shirts just $5. Expect to pay triple elsewhere. High-vis wind cheaters in fluoro orange or yellow, just $8. Sizes all the way up to 5XL. If you mention this ad, they'll throw in a 3-pack of work socks free. Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. Proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup Radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
TAC Cup Radio has its own Facebook page. You can find it by searching for TAC Cup Radio. Like the page and be kept up to date with everything that's happening in this year's TAC Cup season. Have your say on any topic, including the best on ground and the players making their mark on the competition. You can also find the Twitter handles for our commentary team so you can interact during the match. They all love talking about the next thing in TAC Cup footy, and you can let them know your opinion. TAC Cup Radio on Facebook. Like it now. FootyProfit.com is your go-to for everything AFL online, including some of the best under-18s coverage across Australia. The site has phantom drafts, player scout reports, predictions and expert analysis on your favourite players. Footy Profit is committed to covering the AFL draft and as a key sponsor of TAC Cup Radio provides first-class analysis and opinion. Readers are flooding to footyprofit.com to stay up to date with everything they need to know about the TAC Cup and the AFL draft. It's time you found out what all the fuss is about. Visit footyprofit.com. Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com. On taccup.com.au and the Red Time Sport iPhone app, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Box Hill City Oval, half-time 3-5-23 apiece. It was... it wasn't a dour first half, but obviously there's only 3 goals apiece so far. Conditions have been okay, as in there hasn't been, it was obviously pretty dark and rainy half an hour before the game started, but that sort of cleaned up. It's not overly windy.
No.
I'm suggesting it's not a howling gale. You can certainly make your way up and down the ground okay. Is it just the pressure, Matt?
I think so. As I said towards the back half of that term, I think the Dragons had more of the footy. They just seemed to break down every time they went inside attacking 50. I think I'm just assuming here that they would have had about 6 more inside 50s in that term compared to the Rangers. And they just couldn't either hit a target, or when they did hit a target and he didn't take the mark cleanly, they didn't have the crummers around to be able to support. The Rangers were able to send it straight back out, although the structure for the Dragons meant that it kept coming in for them. But I think you're right. I don't think the conditions are too bad. I think the ball's still a little bit slippery, which is making it a little difficult when they're looking for the quick handball. But apart from that, it looks like the ground's drained really, really well, and I don't think the wind's a factor at all in this. Having said that, I do think the Rangers are more dangerous when they get their attacking game going. A couple of times they looked very hesitant coming out of defence and went sideways instead of going down the ground, and that got them unstuck, and they turned the ball over. So I think when they're direct and when they lower their vision, I think they're better than the Dragons at this point in time. It's just been that the Dragons' pressure has meant that they're on top, but not on the scoreboard. 4 scoring shots in that term to 2, and the Dragons were only able to get 1-3.
What have you thought, Rick?
Yeah, it's a bit of a swaying sort of game, but I think Rangers have had a little bit more of it, but haven't been able to, really open up their forward line and create a bit of space. So I think they might need to throw Stevenson down there a bit more, just to give him that bite around the forward line. But even game so far. It's not too wet, so you expect the scoring will probably pick up a bit more in this third quarter. Expect a couple more goals to come from both these teams. Seen some better players so far for the Rangers. Really like the look of Riley Stoddart. Beautiful left foot. Has a bit of poise about him. Classy footballer. Jaden Stevenson's been great. Just turned it over a few times, so he's got to, if he picks up that side of it, just use it a bit better, but he's getting plenty of it. Sam Hayes has been excellent. Bit of a versatile sort of player today. He keeps finding his way near the ball in different ends of the ground, so not just playing the old tap ruckman role today is Sam Hayes. Really liked Dorian's game. He's got a bit of burst in him. Very quick player, so for a small. and it looks like he might be a bottom ager, Crooksy.
Yeah, I'm suggesting he might be.
I'll have that in a minute. He's September 2nd, 99.
He's top ager.
So top ager. Might be a late bloomer.
Yep.
And yeah, but I've liked the look of him. He's given them a lot of bite. For the Sandringham Dragons, Will Walker's been good. Went out of it a bit that quarter, but he's been good. Montanaro showing a bit of class when he gets the ball. I've also liked Lowen. Nardino's had plenty of it across that back line. Better quarter that time through Sofronides. He sort of held the ship down there across centre half back when they went forward. And a couple of other mentions, Alistair Richards across that half-forward line. And I think the guy you mentioned, the cricketer, Edward Newman, he's got a touch of class about him.
He has, hasn't he?
He really does have. Looks like one of those natural sportsmen. And he was born on the 12th of March, 1999. So
top ager.
Top ager. We'll keep a closer eye on him throughout this second half of the game.
I'll add a couple of other names to that list, Rick. I think Joel Amadi in the ruck has been doing a good job up against some pretty good opposition, and he's been around the ground a lot as well for the Dragons. So I've liked his game. And on the other side of the coin, I think Thomas North is the other one for the Rangers. He's come off the bottom of most packs, been in and under, feeding the ball out wide for the Rangers, so been impressed by him.
All right, just around the grounds at Etihad Stadium, the Eagles 70, the Saints are 67. And at Icon Park half-time, Murray Bushrangers 7-5-47 lead the Rebels 4-7-31. 16-point margin there. We'll take another break, be back on the other side of this. This is TAC Cup Radio streaming live round 15 action. The Rangers playing the Dragons.
Essendon captain Goddard settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun Josh Dunkley is looking good in his debut match. NG, the power behind Gippsland Power. For the past 19 seasons, NG, Loy Yang B and Hazelwood has been kicking goals with Gippsland Power as major sponsor. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! If you love your under-18s footy and want to know more about the future stars of the AFL, then check out AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central is the only AFL draft-focused website providing draft profiles, power rankings, video highlights, exclusive interviews and all the stats you need on the up-and-coming stars of the TAC Cup. To check them out, visit afldraftcentral.com.au, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter at AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central, proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio. Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. For all your workwear, head down to Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. High-vis long and short-sleeve work shirts just $5. Expect to pay triple elsewhere. High-vis wind cheaters in fluoro orange or yellow, just $8. Sizes all the way up to 5XL. If you mention this ad, they'll throw in a 3-pack of work socks free. Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. Proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup Radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
TAC Cup Radio has its own Facebook page. You can find it by searching for TAC Cup Radio. Like the page and be kept up to date with everything that's happening in this year's TAC Cup season. Have your say on any topic, including the best on ground and the players making their mark on the competition. You can also find the Twitter handles for our commentary team so you can interact during the match. They all love talking about the next thing in TAC Cup footy, and you can let them know your opinion. TAC Cup Radio on Facebook. Like it now. FootyProfit.com is your go-to for everything AFL online, including some of the best under-18s coverage across Australia. The site has phantom drafts, player scout reports, predictions and expert analysis on your favourite players. Footy Profit is committed to covering the AFL draft and as a key sponsor of TAC Cup Radio provides first-class analysis and opinion. Readers are flooding to footyprofit.com to stay up to date with everything they need to know about the TAC Cup and the AFL draft. It's time you found out what all the fuss is about. Visit footyprofit.com. Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com. On taccup.com.au and the Red Time Sport iPhone app, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Box Hill, half-time scores are all tied up 23 apiece. Just looking at, we're in the run home to the finals, I think, as of next round. It's all players will be back and available. School footy will be over and done with. So all lists will be fully complemented by all. No more championships taking your players away. No more school footy. So we'll sort of see. At the moment, Oakley are on top of the ladder. They went down to Western Jets yesterday. So they're on 12 wins, 3 losses. Geelong had a big win over Gippsland yesterday, so they'll be in there or thereabouts. Murray lead by 16 points, so they'll be there. We don't know about the Dragons. Dandenong had a very big win yesterday, so they're in the fight, and Rangers are 6th. Knights dropped a game. Gippsland dropped. So Calder got to 5 wins, so they're knocking on the door. I think their percentage will just be below Gippsland. The Rebels are on 3 wins. Bendigo on 3 wins. Western Jets would have jumped up and moved to that 10th position. So I'd say you would suggest, boys, that the Premier Club will probably come from the top 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think that's pretty adequate to say.
Who you can throw up a few surprises, the finals.
Yeah. Especially now they're all elimination too.
I know my boys, the Knights, will have, I think Marsland won a grand final on Friday, and there's quite a lot of boys play for the Knights that are playing for Marsland, so they could be one. Players, just going through the stats in the footy record, some of the players that we have seen. I noticed Tom De Conning was the leading hitouts for the last round, where he had 42 hitouts last Saturday against Gippsland Power down at Frankston.
The radio game.
The radio game last week. Tackles, Rick, they always interest me. Josh Gibbons, who's out here today, there's 5 players last week laid 11 tackles. Gibbons, Lentini from the Knights, Huggard from the Cannons, Atu Bosun Walagi from the Oakley Chargers, and Callan McKeon, your little mate from the Gippsland Power, laid 11 tackles last Saturday.
He had a good game, Callan. The goal kick is always an interest too. We're up to 40 goals this year, which is a fair effort by Daniel Johnson of the Murray Bushrangers, who kicked 8 last week, which is a great effort. And Toby Wooler, who's ever reliable on the forward line for Oakley, he's on 32, he booted 4. And Riley Darcy, who played well last week for the Stingrays, he's on 30 after kicking 3.
So we haven't, we don't have a goal kicker like a Paddy McCartan or whatever, Rick, that we're sort of earmarking as a full forward to go into the draft?
No, well, I think Toby Waller's a good chance.
It's close, yeah. But he's more your mobile.
Centre forward
Yeah.
type. Riley Darcy, probably not as tall, is he?
No.
But he's solid.
He's solid enough.
Solid enough.
Now we've got 2 games to go this afternoon to get a result, but round 16 throws up a couple of good games. Oakley going up against Sandringham on the Saturday at Rams Arena. And then on the Sunday, you've got the Geelong Falcons taking on the Murray Bushrangers 2v3 as it sits on the ladder at the moment. Obviously with the Bushrangers underway at Icon Park this afternoon against the Rebels. But, yeah, a couple of interesting games around 16 in a couple of weeks' time, August 19 and 20.
That Saturday, we've got a double header that day. We're going to do the Knights and the Jets as both teams battle to get into the 8, and we'll have that Oakley Chargers Sandringham game as the middle peg. We've got Oakley versus the Bendigo Pioneers on Saturday the 26th, and we haven't quite finalised the last round, but I think it'll be Dandenong and Geelong out at Rams Arena on Sunday, September 3. All right, teams are back out on the ground. They're in place. I've gone for Eastern. Rick's gone for Sandringham. You happy to stick with that, Rick?
Not confident, but I don't like changing my mind in midstream, so we'll go with Sandringham.
All right, Walker gets the clearing kick for Sandringham. He kicks to half forward. Mark Spilt, Easton. Clear the kick, long kick. Jones for Sandringham, first to it. Oh, nice take. Doubles back, good work. They're going to switch play.
Oh,
it's a bit of a loose footy, needs to be clean. Now gets it back. This is Nardino. They get it to centre half back. Going to switch play, a little bit indecisive. Gets it across. Now they're looking there. They couldn't quite hit his man in Newman. Sandringham go forward. It's a defensive punch back into the centre square. Good work by Walker. Gets it to Brereton. Brereton kicks to the 50. 2 bites of the cherry. Amati gets slung around in the tackle. Nice take. It's a slinging kick into the goal square. Brereton trying to win the ball. Keep his man in between him and the footy. He's wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire saying play on, play on, play on. Now the ball spits out, and Amati volleys that off.
There's always something interesting happens when Amati gets to the ball, isn't there?
He is. I thought he was just going to put that into the top of the corner in the back of the onion bag, but he socked that just straight out of bounds on the full, a good 35 metres away from goal. Anyway, Rangers to take the resultant free kick.
Right idea, wrong direction.
Correct. Now it's kick forward. They're looking for Rouget. Comes off hands. Swinging tackle and ball hits the deck. Umpire comes in. He'll ball this up. About 70 metres around from the Rangers goal. Walker wraps up in a tackle, and again the umpire will come in. 3-5-23 plays 3-5-23. 2 minutes into the third term. Now they're trying to work the ball forward. The boundary line is the defender's best friend, and it is Newman who sees the ball over. It's going to be thrown in 48 metres around from the Dragons' goal. In she goes. Tapped down. Again, it's paddled along the boundary. Montanaro trying to keep the ball in, and again it slips over. Have you have crack, Rick? See if we can get some action happening.
Yeah, so they've made a bit of ground here, Easton. They're at half back, just in front of the coach's box, that new building there. Thrown in. Rouget taps it forward. Can't break away. Oh, nice work. Montanaro picks it up, gives it across, and they'll work it in towards the forward line. Thumped away. Oh, high tackle, went to ground, not rewarded. Now we'll have a shot on goal. It's coming back beautifully. Oh, what a goal. It looked like Howard on the left for an AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender, and I think that's the leader. And that was a great goal, and just what the doctor ordered, as we had a bit of a stalemate there for a while, and now the Dragons have moved on to, we'll look at the scoreboard, 4-5-29 to 3-5-23. A one-goal lead on the NG scoreboard, and the third quarter action is 4 minutes in.
Well, that was he had the clubhouse lead, did Julian Howard. Now he's gazumped it. That was the AFL Draft Central goal of the day. Back in the centre. Umpire tosses it up. All wrapped up again. And you can hear the whistle. He'll toss this up just outside the centre circle.
Just on Howard's 2 goals, both came from opportunities that weren't really there.
Now, a little kick forward for the Dragons, dribbling towards centre half forward. Rangers get it. Hacking kick to clear. Now they've got some numbers. His collared is Connor Edwards. And it's been a rugby-like start to the third term. Rouget pushed off the ball by McLean. Ball dribbles out the back. It's a quick kick forward there by Howard. Now the Rangers kicks round the corner. They've got some numbers. There's a bouncing footy down the centre wing. Dragons to repel. They do it by hand. They get a man clear. Little kick into the centre of the ground. Short. That was Nagel. Now they decide to switch play. They've got some numbers. They'll need to be tidy. Lowen kicks to centre wing. Nice evasive skills by Montanaro. Terrible kick. Goes into the centre. They might be lucky. Lynch is after this for Easton. He's wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire will come in and ball this up. We're near the point of the centre square. Eastern Rangers going to the White Horse Road end of the ground, or the southern end of the ground. McLean comes in, taps down. Stoddart gets bumped off the kick. Now it's a nice kick forward by Newman. Neat and tidy. Handball goes inboard. Nardino, Walker, Montanaro. He's cornered. Back to Walker. Quick handball. Goes back, Montanaro. Now he kicks long to half forward. He's looking for Amati. Got plenty to beat. Now they get it out. Oh, nice evasive skills here by Howard. Goes inside 50. Dragged off the ball was Trussler. Now the Rangers run it off half-back. They kick to centre wing. Walker's going to set himself. Just goes over the back. Butters up nicely. Kicks a long, low, hard daisy cutter. They get it across. Sandringham through Sofronides. Switch play. Now they're looking to go forward through Oscar Roberts. He turns inside out. Loses the footy. It's kicked off the carpet. Dorian's got it. Gets it over to Stevenson. Sweeping handball. Now they've got something to mount. They kick forward. This is Rossiter. Rossiter's got it. His kick is smothered. He had a player on his own inside 50. Couldn't get it across. Now Hayes. Hayes with the handball. Ball now in dispute. Ooh, might have had the legs taken out from underneath him. Jones for Sandringham. Handball goes out. Looking for Oscar Roberts. He can't quite take it. It's picked up. Stevenson kicks inside 50. Hayes can't get it. He's on the carpet. He drags it in. And the umpire looks at it. He'll ball it up inside 50, 20 metres out. 7.5 minutes into the third term. It is 29 plays 23. Dragons whole sway. Rick.
Tapped down by McLean. They can't break away with it. Trying to get it out of that problem area. Now it's scooped out the back. Still can't get it out. We've got players rugby style getting it out now. Oh, the handball was errant. Out of bounds it went. Now we're about 15 metres away from Easton's goal. It was interesting, the first 5 minutes, a lot of the possession went to Sandringham. These last 3 minutes has been all Easton. with the footy.
Same as the second quarter.
Yeah.
Unable to capitalise again, the Dragons. A common theme throughout this game, both sides, incredible tackling pressure.
Throw in, and McLean at the front, taps it down. They try and work it clear. They go very, very wide. Nagel gets it, or Walker it is. Gives it off. Oh, nice little take there in the front. Slips catch almost, or a gully catch. Now it's with Nagel. He'll chip it inboard. And we've got a runner on the move, Hale. He gives it across. He's got some run out of defence. And they'll, through Sofronides, goes low and a big leap to Amati. We were waiting for him to do something special, and he did it then. Amati with the big grab.
And because we haven't got one yet, I'm going to put that down as a footyprofit.com mark of the day contender.
Amati, and we are 9 minutes in, third quarter. So Amati to have the shot for goal.
Playing a more forward role in this quarter.
And he's about 45 out when he comes in and kicks the ball. And it's veers and it comes back. It's just snuck in by the look of it. And that was a good kick in the end. Just brought it back enough for Marty. And a good sneaky little lead this. Couple of goals out to now. 5-5-35 the Dragons to 3-5-23 the Eastern Rangers. And that is on the NG scoreboard. And we are now 10 minutes into this third quarter on the Technica time clock.
Really like that movement there from the Dragons. They were clean, they executed well, straight up the corridor to long kick, and Amati getting there, taking a nice overhead mark.
We're back in the centre. Ball stuck in a group of players. Now Rangers. Kick to half forward, lovely mark taken by Jones of Sandringham. Kicks into the middle of Box Hill City Oval. This is taken by Stamatis. He switches play to the outer wing. Now they try to straighten up. Kick wasn't clean. Person gets it back. Now Nagel. Nagel by hand. Long searching kick up forward. Ball spilt. Now they've got some numbers. Quick kick at goal. I like the look of it. Goal is kicked. Just pick that one up for me, Rick.
I think it might have been Person. Hang on.
I couldn't pick that up, Rick. You didn't see who did it?
I had the column in the way.
You had the column right the way. All right,
it's possible it could be Richards. So
I thought it was Richards again.
yeah, so we'll give it to Richards at the minute.
That's his third. 6-5-41 to 3-5-23. They've skipped out to a 3-goal lead, the Dragons. And it is 11.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock. As the Rangers go forward, they need an answering goal. Dorian's marked it. He's going to kick it to the hot spot. He's looking for Hayes, and Hayes takes it. Good mark at the back of the pack again. Again, too big, too good, too strong. Sam Hayes. He has marked this 35 metres out on a 30-degree angle, kicking to the White Horse Road into the ground, and his team needs it. Hayes goes back a long way.
I just feel they're chasing at the moment, the Rangers. The game is being played on the Dragons' terms. This will be against momentum, but as you said, Phil, badly needed.
Hayes comes in. Kicks. Looks nice off the boot. Just went to the right, through for a behind. 3-6-24, plays 6-5-41.
And like the second quarter, it took them half a term to get a score.
Lowen plays on straight away from full back, and they'll work it back through the middle. Oh, dangerous. Stevenson thumps it forward towards the goal square, kicks it off the ground and just misses. But great defensive work there by Stevenson to intercept the pass. And they got it behind, so 25 to 41. Let's see if Easton can come back in this third quarter. Lowen kicks low and they'll be tapped out. They can get it back, but now we'll have a high tackle paid. And Easton with the free, Josiah Duncan. He goes inboard and he's found his man. About 45, about 40 metres out when he kicks Stoddart. So maybe they've swung him forward to create a bit of havoc up there, Stoddart. And he's such a good kick, you'd nearly back him in. Riley Stoddart coming in, 40 metres out. Runs in and kicks beautifully, straight as a die. And that's a lovely result there. Beautiful kick. And Stoddart gets on the board. And now the score is 6-5-41 to 4-7-31. A 10-point lead to the Dragons. And that's 14 minutes into the third quarter.
Around the grounds, Murray Bush Rangers 9-5-59. They've skipped away. Greater Western Victoria Rebels 5-7-37.
And at Etihad Stadium, 21 minutes into the last quarter, the Saints lead by a goal. They've come back from 2 goals down in the last quarter to lead by a goal. As the ball's in the middle of the ground, Hayes gets collared before he can get his kick away. Now the ball's just wrapped up again. He'll come in and ball this up. They've earned their money today, the umpires. Ball to be tossed up. Neither ruckman get a hand to the ball, but Hayes gets manhandled, and he's in the middle of Box Hill City Oval. He looks up forward, and he just kicks a dirty big up and under to let his forwards run onto it. Stevenson's the man. He goes this way, that way, lays off the handball, gets it back. Now Stevenson runs around. It's a long drop punt. Comes over the back. North is the first one onto it. He gets it, wheels around, tackle, dispossess. Montanaro, that's pushing the back against you. And the Eastern Rangers will get the resultant free kick. Just fell onto him. His name, I have to read it up. That is, yes, Bruzzese. It's a nice Italian name. Wish we need Gabe here when those names come up. Bruzzese. Now he's got the free kick. He is going to take this from 30 metres out. It'll be a 75-degree angle. Not a lot of goal space to aim at. They trail by 10. He comes in, gives himself a little bit of space to curl it round, but he doesn't curl it round enough. Another behind, 4-8-32 to 6-5-41 on the NG scoreboard. 16 minutes in on the Technica time clock. Maxi Lowen to bring the ball back in.
Lowen, he'll go down the middle. He's got a loose man. Oh, it's an intercept. Just didn't execute it correctly. And we've got an intercept mark. And that was Bruzzese. And he's kicked the goal. Excellent kick. He's almost 50 out there. And Bruzzese has kicked the goal. And this makes it really interesting now. 4-8-32 to 6-5-41. Sorry, we'll say that again. 5-8-38 to 6-5-41. A 3-point margin to the Dragons on the NG scoreboard. 16 minutes in on the Technica time clock. Third quarter action.
It's like they've flicked a switch. For the first 12 or so minutes of the third term, it looked like they were asleep and just chasing. Now they've wrestled back the momentum, and here they go again.
Getting it forward again. They've got numbers again around the ball. And now they're going for Stoddart. Goes over his head. He doubles back towards the boundary line. Had it and lost it. Dragons with the numbers finds Trusler. He's been quiet today. Goes wide to a one-on-one. Oh, good body work and skill by Feltham. Edge out his opponent and he kicks straight into the forward line. Up they go. Juggling attempt. No mark. Oh, they've run into trouble here. He's pinged. Play on's a call. They're trying to work it out of this ruck area. And another tackle. Play on.
Now he's got him.
Now he's got him. I think the first one could have been rewarded. But eventually they've got it through good work by the forwards. And no, you'd nearly pencil this down after this last kick of Stoddart.
Not a lot of him, Rick.
No, but gee, I like him.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan. 183 and 73 kgs.
Catches my eye. As a player, he is a tidy player. On the left, comes in, 30 out. Oh, he stabbed at it and missed it. Just as you wrap him up, look what happens. Had to kick through the ball. And behind, so it's 2 points the difference. Dragons leading. 18 minutes into the third quarter. Lowen to kick out. And he'd want to do a better job this time. And he plays on and decides he's going to thump it long. Up they go. Juggling attempt. Rouget gets tackled with it. They just throw it out of the congested area. They tap it forward. Stevenson with the left just inside 50. Ball spills loose. We've got a bit of fumbling going on, some crashing into the packs, and we'll have a ball up 50 out from goal. Forwards are working well here, the Eastern Rangers. Just when the Dragons look like clearing it, they haven't allowed it. They'll ball it up straight away. Rouget using his strength. Taps it down. Again, we'll have a secondary ball up. 55 out from the Eastern Rangers goal. Commentary side of the ground. Oh, huge leap by Amati over the top. Taps it forward. That's Duffy, who intercepts for Eastern. Kicks to centre half forward. Up they go. Punched away by Lowen. It's in a dangerous area now. Kick around the corner by Nicholas. Gets it towards the half forward flank. And out of bounds it goes.
19 and a half minutes into the third quarter. It is the Dragons by 3 points. They got it out to 18 points earlier in this quarter, but the Rangers have hit back hard. And as Maddo said, they just seem to flick a switch. I'm sure Darren Buick would like to know how that switch works sometimes. And the boundary umpire will have to throw this in again. Came up a little bit short. Attempt number 2. In she goes. Rouget gets the tap down. Dorian is caught with it, and Nagel's not letting him go. Ball to be tossed up. We're just outside 50. Amati leans over the top, gets a hand to it. Good work. Stevenson gets boot to ball, and the mark's taken. Good work by Jasper Rouget. He was the right man on the right spot, but Stevenson was the guy just in that split second. Got boot to ball, popped it up into a dangerous area, and Rouget to give the Rangers the lead. He's going to kick from 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. Rouget comes in on the left boot and makes the umpire work too much. Goes to the left. 5. Were they quick then, Maddo? 5, 10, 40 to 6, 5, 41. There's a point the difference, and we are 21 minutes into the third quarter.
Now Lowen to play on at half-back, a spearing pass, and that's found Sofronides. He's at centre half-back, and he'll go wide. Over the back it goes to Nardino, but it beats him. Out of bounds it goes.
There's a point the difference that Eddie had. Saints by a point.
How many minutes in?
20, almost 29.
In the last quarter?
Yep.
Throw in at centre wing. Over the back it goes. There's our man Newman. Gives off the handball. Now it's found a runner in Roberts. They'll play on to the middle of the ground, but overcooks it. We've got an intercept. Now it's in the hands of the player there in Norris. Norris for Easton. Boots it forward again to that pocket, which just seems to have a magnet out there. Every time they kick it there, it goes out of bounds. And again, we'll have a throw in, 25 out from goal.
Just with that passage of play again, the Dragons had the numbers around the footy, but when they broke free, nothing to go to and turned it over.
So they've thrown it in, long throw in. Amati to the front. Taps it forward. Again, we'll have an out of bounds, but they've gained some ground here, the Dragons. They're 55 out from goal. Sunny day now. Who would have thought prior to the game, we thought we were in for a wet weather footy. It's a beautiful sunny day now. Marty underneath the pack. Tacks it forward. Play on's a call. Handball out in the congested area again. No one able to break free, and we'll have a ball up. 55 out from the eastern goal. Got about 20 players around this huddle. Now a few spreading wider. Walker gets tackled. Oh, there goes Stevenson. Breaks the tackle. Gets on the left. boots towards goal, and it would have been a goal, but it was marked by his teammate in Quirk. And that was a beautiful passage of play by Stevenson on the left. And Quirk will put it in, straight in from 5 metres out, pencil that in, and hits the back of the net. And they've hit the front, Eastern. 6-10, 46 to 6-5, 41. There's a 5-point margin in it. And the time clock rings to 24-minute mark of the third quarter.
We got a sponsor for goal assist of the day.
We'll always take a new sponsor on if they want to.
Really great work there from Stevenson. He's gone into the middle for this contest. And again, the Dragons, they had the first 10 minutes, they controlled it but failed to capitalise as much as they would have liked to. And now the Rangers are running all over them.
Neither ruckman could get a bounce. Stevenson was after it. The ball will be tossed up. St Kilda lead by 2 points, 30 and a half minutes into the last quarter. Up they go. Could have been a push out then to Hayes, and the big fella will take it.
He's been terrific, hasn't he? And Amati has. It's been a good duel most of the day.
Hayes puts it up out wide to the members' side of the ground. Handball loops over the top. This is Stainthorpe. He gets the handball in. Dispossessed was Dorian. Now Richards, quick hands. Oh, nice slinging tackle. Nagel marks on halfback. He goes in short to Person. Howie goes to centre wing. Just makes it work. Montanaro. Quinton Montanaro. Long drilling kick to centre half forward, but Hayes intercepts in front of McLean. He gets it across to his partner in crime in Stevenson. Stevenson takes the option out wide to Daniel Hu. Who's on first? What's on second? They come across now, the Dragons, through Willie Walker. He's laconic in his style, and his kick is smothered by who?
Who?
Yes, I said who. And you boys spoke to Willie Walker, I reckon, earlier in the year when we did a game at Sandringham.
He's had a good game, Willie.
Just he's a bit laconic. I just want him to just tighten up a little bit. Ball comes down. That man Walker gets it out. Montanaro tries a little tunnel kick. The ball comes back to Stevenson. He puts on the afterburners, gets the ball onto the right boot, kicks to half forward. Now they're a chance through Quirk. Quirk kicks to full forward, bouncing! It's through. Great work by Kyle Quirk. Kai Quirk. Gee, I've had some tough names today. That is an AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender. Got the good bounce in the square, and they shoot out to an 11-point lead. They move on to 7-10-52. The Eastern Rangers 6-5-41. The Sandy Dragons 26 and a half minutes in on the Technica time clock.
The game was waiting for someone to stand up and take it by the scruff of the neck. And that man is Stevenson, or that boy I should say is Stevenson, has been in the thick of things for the last 10 minutes.
Up they go in the middle, and there goes the siren for three-quarter time here at Box Hill City Oval, and now the score reads 6-5-41. The Dragons trail Eastern Rangers 7-10-52, and that was a topsy-turvy quarter because the Dragons got out to an 18-point lead, and now they find themselves trailing by 11. Some good efforts there by to really, their forwards worked well and kept them in it. Most of the play was down this end of the ground.
I agree with Maddo that Stevenson was the one that sort of sparked it. He's got some really good sprint running, gut running, and did a great job.
And he wanted to take the game on, which a lot of players have been a little indecisive and a little panicky with the ball today. He's just backed himself every time, even though he hasn't been 100% efficient with his kicks. He's just wanted to take the game on, which I think is a real credit.
All right, goal kickers 3 to Alistair Richards, 2 to Howard, and 1 to Joel Amati for the Sandringham Dragons. And for the Eastern Rangers, 2 to Hayes and 2 to Kai Quirk, and 1 to Stoddart, Dorian and Brusetzi. We will take a break here and be back on the other side of this. Don't go anywhere. We've got the close one. And at Etihad, Saints 103, Eagles 95.
Essendon captain Goddard settles, and he's done it. He has slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun Josh Dunkley is looking good in his debut match. NG, the power behind Gippsland Power. For the past 19 seasons, NG, Loy Yang B and Hazelwood has been kicking goals with Gippsland Power as major sponsor. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! If you love your under-18s footy and want to know more about the future stars of the AFL, then check out AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central is the only AFL draft-focused website providing draft profiles, power rankings, video highlights, exclusive interviews and all the stats you need on the up-and-coming stars of the TAC Cup. To check them out, visit afldraftcentral.com.au. Like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter at AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central, proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio. Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. For all your workwear, head down to Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. High-vis long and short-sleeve work shirts just $5. Expect to pay triple elsewhere. High-vis wind cheaters in fluoro orange or yellow, just $8. Sizes all the way up to 5XL. If you mention this ad, they'll throw in a 3-pack of work socks free. Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. Proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup Radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world. Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
TAC Cup Radio has its own Facebook page. You can find it by searching for TAC Cup Radio. Like the page and be kept up to date with everything that's happening in this year's TAC Cup season. Have your say on any topic, including the best on ground and the players making their mark on the competition. You can also find the Twitter handles for our commentary team so you can interact during the match. They all love talking about the next thing in TAC Cup footy and you can let them know your opinion. TAC Cup Radio on Facebook. Like it now. FootyProfit.com is your go-to for everything AFL online, including some of the best under-18s coverage across Australia. The site has phantom drafts, player scout reports, predictions and expert analysis on your favourite players. Footy Profit is committed to covering the AFL draft and as a key sponsor of TAC Cup Radio provides first-class analysis and opinion. Readers are flooding to footyprofit.com to stay up to date with everything they need to know about the TAC Cup and the AFL draft. It's time you found out what all the fuss is about. Visit footyprofit.com. Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com. On taccup.com.au and the Red Time Sport iPhone app, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Box Hill, it is the Rangers by 11. And great, they were down by 18, 10 or 12 minutes into that third quarter, and then all of a sudden the game just changed, boys.
Well, the ball didn't really leave this half of the ground, the Rangers half of the ground in that last 20 minutes of that quarter. And yeah, you can't remember the last time it got in the goal square up the other end. So I thought Dragons were controlling the game there up until that 5-minute mark of the third quarter. But Eastern did push the button and had a lot of players around the ball and locked it in well. They really have an answer every time they try to defend the Dragons. So, and got enough shots on goal to to make it into an interesting game here. We've got 7-10-52 to 6-5 41, so that might tell a bit of a story there with 17 shots to 11 at this stage.
And in that term, Rick, 9 scoring shots for the Rangers to 3 from the Dragons. So it was a big term, big fight back, I think. I think I made mention in the first part of that quarter that it looked like the Rangers were just chasing. It looked like the Dragons were hungrier, they wanted the ball more, they were moving it better. And then just out of the blue, the Rangers came from nowhere, really. They turned the game upside down, brought it back on their terms, fought back the momentum, and as I said just before the break, I really think it was down to a number of players, but the one that stood out was Stevenson in the back half of that term. Had a couple of pivotal passages of play, 2 goal assists to Quirk, so I think they'll be Quirk owes him something after the game for that, but he was the one. He was willing to take the game on, and I think that just brought everyone with him for the Rangers. They were more prepared to back themselves and be a bit more direct, because both sides today at various stages they've found themselves going sideways, and the kicks haven't been quite there, and it's been the other team that's hurt them on the rebound that's cost them. And I think the Rangers at the moment, the momentum's in their hands, but if you look back at the first 3 quarters, they haven't started well.
No, they've been quarters of 2 halves, if that makes sense.
Looking at the play lists as well, there's quite a lot of good players missing from both teams today. Adam Serra has been talked about high in the draft, and you've got Joel Garner also missing.
Yes.
For Eastern, and the Dragons are missing Ari Sakeson, Charlie Constable, and the Brayshaw brothers. There's some class players that are missing today from both lineups.
All right, we're ready for the last quarter. Who knows what will happen? This is the scoring end. You'd grant us that. So Dragons are kicking to the scoring end. Last quarter action. TAC Cap Radio streaming live. Take it away, Rick.
Thrown up in the middle, and McLean gets a tap out, but rode by North. Couldn't quite get a kick on it. Rogers gets it out. Roberts, sorry. And now Quirk gets it out. Again, they couldn't go with it. Working it clear. Stevenson with the handoff. Again, they're trying to push it wide, but no clean possession. Both teams going hard at it. Centre wing, and the umpire will come and ball up outer side of the ground in front of the hedges.
Around the grounds, Bush Rangers well in control, 13-9-87 to 6-7-43.
North got it out, and we've got a tackle there. They might let it go. They spoon it out. Eventually, we've got Hui. Gets the kick smothered. Back to the boundary line it goes, and the umpire will have to ball it up. We're at centre wing, outer side of the ground, the eastern side of Box Hill City Oval, thrown up, tapped down by McLean. Again, a double tackle, and the umpire will allow the throw in.
Same as the third term, Amadi starting forward for the Dragons. Don't know whether that's the best. I think he's been or had more presence when he's been running around in the ruck.
McLean, who's a pretty handy ruckman himself, but left it to Hayes that time to give it to Stevenson. Hui underneath it, gets it out, goes back into the pack. Now they'll clear the Dragons down to that pocket at half forward. Willie Walker taps it forward. He's looking to give it to Trusler, but he's got a teammate that's intercepted, and the dribbler all the way to the square and got touched on the line. Good defensive play, Nolan. But gee, what a great attempt on goal. Probably would have gone too. They'll play on straight away, the Dragons, and North has it. Thomas North. He'll go wide to Stoddard on the left. Lovely kick. Trouble, but he took the mark in time. And that player there, Feltham, he's been handy today.
Been good.
Gives it across to Stoddard on the left. Goes towards half forward. The pack fly. Couldn't quite get it out. Tackle with the ball low. Play on's a call, and eventually the ball up will happen at half forward for Eastern.
Got a spring in their step, the Eastern Rangers. Carrying on from where they left in the third quarter. Dragons get the clearing kick. They kick to centre wing, but the mark is taken by Daniel Huey. Huey goes in short, scrubbing kick. Stevenson can't. Yes, no, he does keep it in play. Now he gets held by the jumper, and he'll take the free kick. That was just a giveaway, that one. Stevenson liking the new do. Jaden Stevenson. Play on's called. Long probing kick inside 50. The big men fly. Now it drops down. Duffy gets it. Handballs out wide. Dirty bounce. Stoddart picks it up. He lays back on it. Needs the ball to come back in. Not enough. Through for a behind. 7-11. 53 to 6-6-42. NG scoreboard. 3.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock. Geordie Nagel to bring the ball back in for the Dragons. Kicks to himself. Gets a good 10 metres and then launches to half back. The big men fly, and it's Sam Hayes, best big man on the ground. Hayes is going to send this back right whence it came from. He looks up, he handballs to his mate in Stevenson, who tries to break the line. Now he chips a kick in.
Gee, didn't he do well to get past that tackle there? Just the speed of Jaden Stevenson then, because he was in trouble, got tackled by two players and still found the boot. And in the end, you're going to have a shot on goal with Lynch, who is a good kick as well.
Only one player on the ground could have done that.
Yeah,
and he did it.
Fair call.
Hayden McLean limping off the ground. That's a worry for the Dragons.
Yep, looks like a bit of a knee.
Jordan Lynch, we're right behind this one. He is on a little bit worse than 45-degree angle. He's going to kick from 37 metres out. He kicks. I like it off the boot. I love it off the boot. Jordan Lynch gets his first for the day. The appreciative Rangers crowd in the background. And they move it on to 8 goals, 11-59 to 6 goals, 6-42. 5 minutes in on the Technica time clock. And they've opened up a nice little lead, boys.
I'm almost willing to say that's the game.
Oof, calling it early.
There's something about them at the moment, the Rangers. They're in cruise control almost.
Ball up in the middle, tapped down by McLean, gets it forward. Here they go in numbers now. Could they make you eat your words here, Matt? Down towards the forward line, we've got a shot on goal, and just offline there, and through for a behind by Richards, who's been busy around that forward line today. And now it's 59 plays 42. 43 it is. 16 points the difference. And the kick out that time through Burley. Leaves a trail behind him. Gives it off to North. Goes wider again. They'll play on outer side of the ground. A long booting kick to the wing. Up they go. Oh, nice intercept mark that time by Anjoni. Takes the grab. Gives it inboard. They'll play on. Umpire calls play on. And work it towards centre half forward. Oh, intercept mark that time. Nice work there by Mellis. Takes the mark. Gives it to the running Stevenson. He goes very wide. Getting a lot of depth in his kicks now. Goes wide. Picked up that time and turned over to Trussler. He'll take the mark. It's half forward flank. They need him to get involved if there are any chance in this game, the Dragons. Up goes Walker with the one hand. Handball over the top to Amati. He snaps at goal and misses. Through from behind, 44 to 59. Slowly bridging the gap. In the safe hands of Stoddart at full back. Comes and the clearing kick up to Hayes. He goes underneath it. Play on's a call. Oh, we've got a speedster out in the wing. A little dinky kick by, I think it was Stoddart again. And now we've got a turnover. Trying to work it clear. He's all gone here.
Good night, Irene.
Play on's a call. No holding the ball. And we've got a shot on goal. And it's way offline. It's out in the full.
He was caught solid.
Yeah, I can't see how that wasn't given.
Sandringham to take the resultant free kick in the back pocket. Northern end in the shadows. Nagel decides to switch play and fires Quinton Montanaro. Montanaro in the back pocket. Grandstand side of the ground. He kicks to centre wing. Nice mark taken by Alistair Richards. Defensive side of centre. He looks forward, puts in the little shorty and finds Anthony Seaton. Seaton on true centre wing in the sunshine. He goes inboard. Montanaro's got it. He switches play. They go laterally. They're living dangerously. Now Nagel just feeds the handball out. They're off and running. Nardino kicks to centre half forward, and the man that Rick mentioned, Trussler, who has been quiet today. He's usually good for 3 or 4 goals. Aaron Trussler has marked the ball. He will kick from just outside 50. Might be just outside his range, I reckon. Trussler comes in. Kicks, outside his range. Crooksy, gee, take that back. He's kicked it into White Horse Road. Boy, oh boy, Aaron Trussler. I'll never doubt you again. That's his first for the afternoon. And that makes it a little bit interesting. 7-8-50, the Sandringham Dragons and the Eastern Rangers are 8 goals, 11-59. 9 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
They did it hard then to get that goal, the Dragons. I thought they were working it well up this broadcast wing and then had to track backwards because there was a big gap across half forward and no one was leading into it. They had to go sideways instead of going direct.
Put that kick in your memory bank next time Trussler's kicking from 50, Crooksy.
Yep.
And they'll paddle it forward. Are they going to make a charge here, the Dragons? No, well done by Stevenson there. Won the ball, gets up and kicks off balance. Well done to get a hand on that, the Dragons, who just held up that forward movement. And, heavy tackling going on. You can't complain about the tackling today. It's been fantastic from both sides. And we'll have a ball up at centre wing. Up goes Rouget, gets the tap out. Taken away, kicked further afield by Gibbons. Now they'll try and work it clear here. That's Nolan for the Rangers, gets it down to centre wing again. They've got a bit of space this time to work in. And that player, Dorian, gets it to full forward, juggling attempt, not paid. They'll run around. Oh my God, that's Stoddart, is it? He's run around and missed. Really clever play there. That was Stoddart.
Deserved more.
Yeah, he's a clever player.
Nagel to bring the ball back in. 10 points the difference. 60 plays 50 on the NG scoreboard. He brings the ball into Person. Person goes back wide to Nagel in the back pocket. Little left footer. Goes out to the cricket nets. And the mark is taken by Jones. He's told to play on. Handballs over the top to Nagel. Gets it on the first bounce. He plays up forward. Intercepted by Lynch. He is... umpire comes in. They just exchange telephone numbers. And the umpire blows his whistle. He tells... She's being reported, Jordan Lynch. Not exactly certain what for. Nardino has the ball. They sort out the paperwork. Game's ground to an absolute halt. And now Nardino to take the free kick. Not allowed to do anything yet. Just wait to... he puts his pen back in his sock. They could issue him with 1 pen at the start of the year. I don't think they'd run out. And he kicks into the man on the mark. What an anticlimax. All right, now Nardino. He tries to get it again. He's wrapped up. Do-si-doed, holding the ball. Rangers take the free kick. Okay. That Lynch has got it. He's got a full head of steam, has Jordan Lynch. Has to hold the hand up to shade his eyes. Who would have thought? Lynch goes in short. Finds his teammate in Rossiter. Rossiter goes back in short to Lynch. We seem to have been playing on this patch of turf for the last 10 minutes. Lynch goes a bit longer to half forward. The big men fly, and the mark is taken for the Dragons. This was by Gibbons. They go to centre wing. Tapped over the back. Now the race is on. Dorian gets in there. They've got some numbers. Good crunch for the footy. Umpire looks, and he's going to ping, and he has. And the resultant free kick will go to Sandringham. Montanaro kicks inside 50. Brereton comes in from the side. Now he lays the tackle. Ball pinned underneath. Comes out the back. Little volleyball spike over the net. And again, the umpire circles, comes in and will bounce a ball. 13.5 minutes into the last quarter. It is the Rangers by 10.
We're only 20 metres out. Important play this for the Dragons, if they can get something here. Tapped forward. Can't break away. Now we'll have a handball out to trouble. We've got a shot on goal. Up they go, and it's punched through from behind. And 9 points the margin.
Now to lock it in here, the Dragons. Again, they've had the control of play for the last couple of minutes, but are failing to capitalise on the scoreboard. 1-4 in this term to 1-8.
Keep an eye on that player behind the goalpost there, Matt.
Riley Nichols.
He's sitting down with a knee or an ankle. He's off the ground at the minute. See if they can take advantage of it, the Dragons. They'll kick it into trouble, but eventually they'll work it clear. Just need a free man at the moment. They run into trouble. Now they'll kick towards full forward. Up they go. Big spoil by Nolan. Brings it to ground. Trusler, the tackler. Twice he attempts to tackle, but now it finds the outer side of the ground. Dorian gives off the handball. They've got some run now, the Eastern Rangers, and kick to a one-on-one. Lynch brings it down to ground. Intercepted that time, and it's now found Nagel. He'll play on and go to the outer side or the opposite side of the ground. Oh, great spoil that time, and it was Brzezy. Brings it out. Defensive pressure, then goes, thank you very much, spots up his forward in one of the plays of the day, Brzezy. And the forward is Rossiter, who will go onto that left boot. And we've got a good angle on this one.
And just an update on Nichols. Took him a while to get to his feet, but he's been able to limp off the ground. I think his day would be done. So they're both one down on the bench.
So this time, Rossiter comes in from 45 and kicks beautifully through the middle. Rossiter goals, and that could just give him enough room. The game's not over, but we've got a bit of a space now. 7-9-51 to 9-12-66, a 15-point margin on the NG scoreboard, and we're 16 minutes into this fourth quarter on the Technica time clock.
Is that the tale of the day, with Dragons having an opportunity, unable to make of it, as we've got a blood rule here at the ground? It goes down the other end, and the Rangers are able to put it through.
Jordan Lynch coming off with a blood rule. He's had an exciting last quarter. And played well too.
Yeah. Nice mover, nice kick.
180 and 80. I quite like Jordan Lynch. He's a 19-year-old. He'd be one of the. He was born on the 1st of January 1998. As the ball goes up in the middle, one of the older players on the ground. Ball to be tossed up. We're between the centre circle and centre half forward. Rouget. Now it's kicked forward through Thomas North. Ball spills to the ground. Brusisi wrapped in a tackle. Ball spills free. Now it's just stacks on the middle, and the umpire will come in. We're inside the 50-metre arc. Rangers will be happy to have it at this end of the ground.
Just having a look, there's a massive gap between where the ball currently is and the half-forward area for the Dragons.
Hayes taps the ball down. They're trying to feed it out. Hayes again. Gets the handball out into some space. It gets flung across to Stoddart. He just puts the ball onto his left boot. Spikes it forward. Now it's Lowen. Lowen for Sandringham. Kicks out wide. The runners are onto it. Good work. They work the ball back inwards by hand. Sweeping handball to the outer wing. This is what the Dragons need. They go deep inside 50. Trussler kicks, bounces. Oh, bounces. What a dirty bounce that last one was. Just stood up on its end, and it's through for a behind. 52 plays 66. Now we've got Burley goes out wide to Stevenson. Stevenson back to Stoddart. Stoddart, lovely raking left foot kick. Kicks to centre wing. Stevenson at the back. Handballs over the back of his head. Oh, going to get caught there. Quirk. Duffy. Quirk. No one's got the footy. Good work by the Dragons. Gee, hot potato. Stoddart just sees it and tries to dart through Montanaro. Keeping the ball above the tacklers. Good footy by all teams there. Ball to be thrown in right in front of the commentary position. Boundary umpire sets. Up she goes in the late afternoon sun. No free kick to Hayes. Good work, tackled. Ball comes out. Now it's kicked forward here by Howard. Bouncing footy. Again, the wrong side of the post for the Dragons. 7-11, 53 to 9-12, 66. 13 points the difference. And we are 19 minutes into this last quarter.
7 scoring shots to 4 in this term.
And how many behinds?
1-6 for the Dragons.
No, they'll play on and kick long. And a good intercept mark that time. A nice mark there to Sofronides. He's good in the air. He'll go long towards the full forward line, but thumped over the boundary line for a throw-in. 20 metres out from the Dragons' goal. You feel like they've just got a score here, or it could be curtains. Up they go to the tap. Marty, hang on, we've got a free in front of goal.
Oh, hello. Hello.
We've got a free, and Trussler's the man. Aaron Trussler to kick from 35 metres out. Not much of an angle to speak from. And he's going to kick to the White Horse Road end of the ground, and he comes in nicely and boots it beautifully for a goal.
Ooh.
That's his second, Trussler. And now we'll look at this scoreboard. We'll straighten it up. 9 goals, 12, 66 Eastern to 8 goals, 11, 59. We've got a 7-point ball game on the NG scoreboard. We are 20 minutes into this final quarter on the Technica time clock. All things happening now. They're back in the game, Sandy.
Certainly are. Need this clearance.
Up she goes in the middle. Kick forward there by Oscar Roberts. Ball comes off the back. Trussler, oh, he's dangerous. But it's good work there by Burley. Burley kicks to Stoddart. Funny old bounce. Close to the boundary line. Happy to see it over.
They can confuse you, those two, Stoddart and Burley, with the left.
Not unlike each other. And 8 and 6 to these old eyes. Ball to be thrown in. The red Sharon spinning. Rangers trying to defend. Stoddart. Ball comes out the back. Underground handball by Mellis. Looking for Stevenson. Can't grab it. They'll take another throw in. 21.5 minutes into the last quarter. There is 7 points the difference. We're a kick and a half away from the Dragons' goal. Stevenson gets collared. Tries to get it away. Funny old kick, hard to describe by Daniel Huey. He was on the ground.
Deliberate.
Right in front of the terrace, he's paid it. Yeah, I think there's a fair case for that deliberate.
Wee Willie Walker kicks deep inside 50. The big men fly. Comes over the back of the pack. Plenty of Rangers there. Brereton lays a tackle. Ball goes over the boundary line, out of bounds. 25 metres around from the Dragons' goal. Amati in the ruck, up against Sam Hayes. Been a good contest. Hayes gets front position. No one gets a hand to it. Tackle laid. Now the Dragons feed it out to Montanaro. It's high. It's high. It's just to the right. Goal of difference. Goal of difference. 8-12 plays, 9-12. With Burley to bring the ball back in for the Rangers.
Need to go defensive here, the Rangers, and that's not what they're doing.
Burley goes long. Up goes Hayes. Punch forward. There's Stevenson. Throws it on the boot, but luck's a fortune. It's found a player.
Maybe they don't.
And Rossiter has it in the middle of the ground. And he'll kick long, straight down to centre half forward to a one-on-one. They bring it to ground. Now we've got 2-on-2, and we're all tied up at centre half forward. 45 out.
Every time the Rangers have done something really positive in this game, their big players have come to the fore in like almost wax to each other, I reckon.
So they'll throw it up and kicked out of trouble.
Oh, Hayes
This time they fell over. Now, they tried to gather it there, Richards. Gives it off. Now there's some movement going forward for the Dragons. They'll kick over the back of Marty. Taps it over. Trusler running towards goal. Just paddled it in front. Couldn't quite break away. Good tackling of Marty. He taps it back. There's a kick out of trouble. But it found their man in Stoddart, who's been terrific. And Stoddart takes the mark. He plays on. But again, intercept. This time, the mark's paid and they've kicked it out in the full.
Dear, oh dear.
Just going back to that last passage of play, would you have pushed it over for a rush behind and had a crack at the kick in and avoid the draw?
Oh yeah, I know it was life and death down there.
They've kicked it long to the outer side wing and it'll stay in play. Kicked out of trouble there. We've got Easton bringing it forward and eventually out of bounds. Centre wing. Time's ticking away. We're 24.5 minutes into the final quarter. A goal the difference. Easton lead Sandringham. And it's the outer side. They'll have to tap it into an open corridor here, but it falls short. Hayes gets it. Kicks it inboard. They'll play on. Good movement there, Stevenson. He's a class play. He runs with it. Kicks long. And that was Bakes. That was Hale. Just had it. Got taken by the arms. Now they'll have a shot on goal. And
holding the man.
Holding the man. And it is to
the Dragons.
This is Hale, I think.
He initially pointed the wrong way.
No, it's Person. So Person plays on, gives off. No, you've got to go back over your mark.
Honest to God.
Now he's got to try and go down the middle here, you'd feel. But he goes wide to a 2-on-2. Oh, great mark. Intercept mark. And that is Stoddart. And he's got a 50.
50 metres.
You'd nearly back him in here. Stoddart really coming to the fore in this final quarter.
Was it Persons, the last kicker for the Dragons?
Yes. Yeah, had to go down the middle.
And he didn't.
Went wide to a contest. They haven't got a lot of time left, you wouldn't imagine. 26 minutes in.
Riley will be using all the time he wants.
Stoddart to kick for goal. He's kicked 2 already. Or 1 already.
Oh, he sprayed it.
Sprayed it. And through for a behind.
Makes it 2
That's
kicks.
A handy point.
Dragons bring the ball back in. They don't muck about. They kick out wide. Oh, nice mark taken by Duffy. Duffy puts it in short to half forward. Mark or the boundary line will do them. And the ball goes over the boundary line, out of bounds. Half forward flank for the Eastern Rangers. And time, the real enemy of the Dragons now. The ball comes in. That's kicked out of the air. I think there's a free kick to Sam Hayes. And Hayes takes it. Again, he takes his time. He, no, he's just going to milk the clock. Gets it to Mellis. Mellis marks.
Can't be long left.
Mellis, he goes in short and Stevenson marks. Jaden Stevenson had a ripping game. He points towards the goals. He will have the final kick at goal for the afternoon.
Go for the talk.
Stevenson, and as is often the case, the torp comes off the right-hand side of the boot. 9-13-67. The Eastern Rangers have defeated the Sandy Dragons 8-12-60. The goal kickers for the Sandringham Dragons, by our account, it'll bear checking tonight on the website. 3 to Alistair Richards, 2 apiece to Trussler and Julian Howard, and 1 to Joel Amati. And for the Eastern Rangers, I have 2, 6, 9. Yep, that's correct. 2 to Sam Hayes and 2 to Kai Quirk, and 1 each to Riley Stoddart, Jordan Lynch, Dorian Rossiter, and Bruce Ceci.
I think the way to describe it for the Dragons, they had the wheels spinning but couldn't get traction, as we're going down to Rick Morris.
Yeah, we've got Jaden Stevenson here, boys. Jaden, thrilling last quarter, but good to get the 4 points.
Yeah, it certainly was. I think we set up in the third quarter, to be honest with you. They came out strong and kicked 3 goals, but we were able to peg them back. Credit to the team. I thought we were playing really well together and as a unit.
It was an unusual game in early in the quarter. In most quarters, the Dragons got off to a good start, and then you'd fight back for the rest of the quarter.
Yeah, it was actually quite ironic because all my speeches were we have to start the first 5 minutes strong, and didn't happen, but we fought back, and that's the main thing.
And your role today, you played a bit more on the ball than the forward line?
Yeah, just trying to play a bit of everywhere, show my versatility. I'm loving it in there, and I'm still just trying to play my role.
And the drop back to the normal TAC Cup when you've been playing in the championships, how do you find the level different?
Oh, it's not that much different. I mean, there's still the top end talent out here, and to be honest, there's pretty strong competition all over. So I found it all right.
All right, Jaden. Well, congratulations on a great win and a great game yourself, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks heaps. Appreciate it.
Thanks to Rick Morris down on the boundary with Jaden Stevenson. And I think he's going to try and grab a chat too with Sam Hayes. Back down to you, Rick.
Thought I'd pick out the biggest player on the ground to interview. Sam, must be a great feeling. All things happening at the right end of the season for you.
Yeah, no, it was a really, really good game. The boys did it out well, and that's 4 on the trot now. So if we can keep with this form into the season, I think we'll be dangerous in finals.
And you had a tough opponent today. Amati was giving you a really good work out there around the ground. You're both different type of players, but it was a good duel.
Yeah, no, he was really physical. He did well. I just tried to use my strength and my height advantage against him, and my running around the ground. So yeah, no, he was good. He was good to go against.
And you're enjoying the swing occasionally to the forward line as well?
Yeah. I think if a big man like me can have 2 aspects of his game to go forward and play in the ruck as well, I think that's really important. So yeah, I'll try and emphasis that on my game heaps.
All right, mate. Go and enjoy the win with your teammates, and thanks for coming on TAC Cup Radio.
Cheers, no worries. Cheers.
Well done, Rick. Couple of good gets there as the Eastern Rangers gather. What's the ground like, Rick, just while you're on it?
Nice and nice footing underneath. Be perfect for any type of footy. Got a bit of give in at Crooksy, which is good on the feet, but it's a lovely surface, this ground.
Perfect. All right, make your way back up to the central commentary position as I might get Matt just to go through his perhaps better players of the day.
Just before I do that, around the grounds, this is a turn-up. 14-10-94, Greater Western Victoria Rebels leading Murray Bushrangers 13-10-88. So they have come back in the last quarter. I think they were 20 points down, I think.
Yeah, I reckon they were. I think it was all over Red Rover.
Yeah, well, I stopped monitoring it. Just went to check what the final score would be for the Bushrangers. But, yeah, I think the game's still going because it just ticked over from 87 to 88. So it's a tight one there. It'd be a good win for the Greater Western Victoria Rebels. Great comeback.
Fantastic stuff there. All right, maybe if you could just run through your better players on both sides. I'll
start with the Sandringham Dragons. I thought Jack Nardino played an impressive game, especially in the first half. of the match. Went a bit quiet in the second half and didn't have the impact that he had. Geordie Nagel was good as well, playing a floating role. Aaron Trussler, if the Dragons got over the line, he was going to be my 3-voter because he really stood up in that final term, tried to create something for the Dragons. Unfortunately, it didn't come off for them. And I'm going to give credit to the big man, Joel Amati. I think spent a little bit of time in the ruck, also a lot of the second half inside 50 for the Dragons. Had a bit of tough opposition today, obviously, with Hayes, the main ruckman, on the other side of the coin at 203 centimetres. That's a big boy for under 18 footy. So I'm going to give him credit. Took a nice contested mark early in that third term. Was really impressed with him. On the other side of the coin, thought Thomas North was good for the Dragons. Didn't get too much of the footy, but it was more the second efforts and the pressure tackling that was applied. So too for Jordan Lynch, had a great game as well. Riley Stoddard was here, there and everywhere, popping up at pivotal moments of the game. And then the two people that Rick just spoke to, Sam Hayes, he was dominant in the ruck and around the ground, and Jaden Stevenson, when the question was being asked of the Eastern Rangers at about the 12-minute mark of that third term, he was one of the ones that stood up, took the game by the scruff of the neck, and he got the Rangers over the line.
He does. Plenty happening all around us. Okay, that brings us to...
just before the votes, in that quarter, it was a squandered opportunity for the Dragons. They kicked 2 goals 7 to 2 goals 3.
Well, I think the thing that I took out of today's game, I came here with a very pessimistic attitude. It's going to be the dirtiest day of the year calling footy, but I actually quite like, after a tight first half, I really like the second half of footy, and I like it when the good players really come to the fore, and I felt that today. All right, our footyprofit.com.au mark of the day. I think that went to Joel Amati. Not a lot of high marks today.
No, but that one was, and that was 9 minutes into the third quarter, for your knowledge, Crooksy.
Got that written down here. And the AFL Draft Central goal of the day. 3 contenders. We had 2 from Julian Howard and 1 from Kai Quirk.
Yeah.
I'll go with the second Howard goal.
Yep, 3 minutes 30 into that third quarter.
All right.
Howard is the winner of that.
Both of his goals.
AFL Draft Central goal of the day.
Yep, both of them coming from an opportunity that wasn't really there, and he made the most of it.
Kai Quirk, consider yourself a bit unlucky, champ. The Nixon Finance Player of the Day. I'll kick it off. I was thinking in that last quarter when Sandringham came forward, I said, I reckon Eastern have got the 3 best players on the ground here by a long way. I don't know how you're getting yourself back into the game. They had a good spread of players, obviously just to get within 7 or 8 points. They must have had a lot of good players. But for me, I gave 1 vote to Sam Hayes, who had a good opponent to beat all day, but I thought he did beat him. And whenever they were going forward or had to defend, Sam Hayes was there and got a couple of goals as well to measure as well. I gave 2 votes to Riley Stoddart, who is a classy left footer. He's a different kind of player, but in one way he reminds me of Jordan Gallucci back here at Eastern Rangers, just that sort of class factor to their outfit. But I thought 3 votes, Jaden Stevenson. I really like what he brought to the table today. He showed me a different side to his game. It's not the kind of game that we normally associate him with. And I just thought he was fantastic. He was fast. He was at the bottom of packs. He could kick left and right foot. The only thing he didn't do today was have an impact on the scoreboard. But for me, 3 votes, Jaden Stevenson.
2 goal assists, though.
2 goal assists, yeah.
Looking for a sponsor for that. I'm going to give 1 vote to Aaron Trussler. I think despite not having a great game, I think when they had to roll the dice, the Dragons, he was the one that stood up and tried to take the game on as much as he could. So that's why I'm going to give him 1 vote. 2 votes to Sam Hayes. I agree with you, Crooksy. He had a good opponent today and was still able to beat him, not only in the ruck, but right around the ground. So he got my 2 votes. And Jaden Stevenson gets my 3. Similar to the reason why I gave it to Trussler. I just thought when the game was asking for someone to stand up and deliver, he was the one that did it and had a real solid game too. Not just contributed in patches, but always tried hard.
I'll kick it off with my votes. Sam Hayes was a great game all throughout, and I just thought he deserved the one vote. Was fantastic. Like the way he's able to swing forward and do some damage on the scoreboard and in the air. I gave 2 votes to Riley Stoddart. Really caught my eye today, that left footer, and stylish player, and was terrific all day. And my 3 votes, Jaden Stevenson, who was fantastic with a 4-quarter effort and stepped it up. You could see the urgency in him when he knew he had to step it up. When things were needed for the Eastern Rangers, he stepped up and took control. And he was best on the ground, no doubt, today. And wins the Nixon Finance Player of the Day with 9 votes. And Crooksy, be the first time in a while we've scored exactly the same
Exactly
with
the
our
same,
voting.
yeah. But they were standouts, those boys. Final score at Princess Park. The Rebels, 14-10-94, have defeated the Murray Bushrangers, 13-10-88. They won by a goal. Good weekend for the teams down the bottom with the Jets and also the Rebels getting up. Good on them. It is a great comeback. We've got our last RDO for the year next weekend, so no TAC Cup footy. And we'll be back in 2 weeks' time on the Saturday as a double header at Rams Arena. The Knights are taking on the Jets, and then the Chargers are taking on the Dragons. Thanks for tuning in today. On behalf of Rick Morris and Matthew Cox, this is Phil Crooks signing off till 2 Saturdays' time.